Hello, 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 guys. Happy Sunday.
Are you live on Facebook too?
I'm live only on Facebook.
Okay, so this is telling me that I'm streaming, but
Happy Sunday, guys.
oh,
Give me
I
a
am.
minute here.
Yeah, Facebook definitely has a delay. Uh oh. Of course, now I cannot hear you. I know you talking. Let me see. Say something again, friend.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I can actually only hear you through Facebook.
Okay.
So it is a
All right,
delay.
guys. Happy Sunday, guys. Let us know if you can see us and hear us. We have been in the back lab trying to work out a lot of kinks to make it easier for us to transition into playing with you guys on this good Sunday. So drop us a heart in the chat. Let us know that you can hear us. I can see us pretty well, but we want to make sure you guys can hear us. We know Facebook is pulling some people in. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having an amazing Sunday. I know I am. I had a really, really good night last night, so I slept well, and now I am ready to play with you guys. Happy Sunday. Do me a favor, if you can hear us, drop us a heart in the chat, but also go ahead and share this live out with someone that you know um, would benefit from some really good girlfriend time with Leo and I. We're just waiting for Facebook to bring some more folks on in the room. Hey, Monique. Happy Sunday, my love. I hope you're doing well. Monique, do me a favor. Let me know in the chat if you can hear both Leo and I.
Hi, Monique. I'm not 100% sure I can be heard though.
Yeah, we can hear you, friend.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started in a little bit. We're just making sure Facebook is bringing us some more darlings and gals to chat with. Um, okay, great. Thank you so much, Monique. Monique says she can hear us just fine. Perfect. Excellent. If you are new here, you guys know that we are often trying to get get the sound and the video and all that kind of stuff situated. But I think today we got it. We got it going on. Leo looks amazing, as you guys can see.
Well, cute.
And I think I look pretty cute
You
too.
look
So
beautiful.
thank you, friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. So today we are talking about friendships, specifically friendship breakups and making friends after 40. So I this is going to be a really amazing conversation, I think personally. Um, and I hope you guys will be able to join us. Again, go ahead and share this live out and let people know that we are here to play because we want to hear what you guys have to say on this subject.
Oh, that was Monique McTeer. Hi, darling. She's always the sweetest.
She is amazing. She's so beautiful, inside and out.
Hmm. All right, I think I did everything that I know to do. One day we will elevate, friend, and we'll be having production and all this stuff.
Yes, 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 yes. But until then, the people know we're here. They know we're here in love. They're gonna charge it to the game, I guess. But we're here. All right, here we go. All right, good, good. We got some more people on Facebook. Friend, you are you do me a favor, guys. If you especially if you know Leo, go to her page and see if she is streaming on her page. We are trying to get situated over there too. That's why we haven't started yet. So we're here.
Yes,
We
yes,
see you guys.
I'm live. I believe so. I don't. We usually don't go live from my page, so I think most of my friends, like to come over here and play with you. So we're trying to see what it looks like when we both go live at the same time.
All right, friend. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank y'all so much for coming here on this good Sunday.
Yes, thank you.
Um, yeah, after Miami beat us yesterday, beat the Seminoles yesterday, I'm feeling a little ways about that, but not really. I went to a party yesterday, so we had a great time. So a win is a win as far as I'm concerned. I got to win with my people.
That's right. I forgot you are at FSU and
Yeah, I am. I'm a FSU girl. But I am FAMU adjacent. Let's be very clear about it.
y'all love to claim us when we doing all right. When we going through our drama, as we often
Oh
do.
no, I'm gonna always claim FAMU because baby, I was over there enough that I am an honorary FAMU and honey. I'm an honorary Rattler.
Well, send us
So
some money.
for
We can
sure.
use it, please. Send us a good old donation. That's what we need.
Girl, Florida State want money from me too. They ain't getting no money either. So don't worry. Everybody's getting, I promise you
They
getting
get the
treated the
same.
same.
Oh.
And they getting the same. Mm-mm. You got all the money you was gonna get from me when I was a student, baby, with those student loans. All right, so we're good. We are good. We have people here, guys. Thank y'all so much. I hope you guys can see that we got everything together. We're using a new streaming platform because we wanted to be able to bring you guys less less behind the scenes drama of us trying to be pretty and on scene. Be able to see us. So happy Sunday again, everybody. We are in a new month. Fall has started, so we're in a new season. This is a season of coziness and warm snuggles and all the things. And so we're definitely going to be sharing some of our fall favorites and the such. Friend, you want to go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, so I think that most people already know what's going on with this new podcast that Yolante and I are doing. I guess we're officially calling it our podcast. This ain't gossip. This started off with us just really wanting to spend some time together. We talk about fragrances all the time. We talk about skincare, and then we would oftentimes during those videos reference conversations that we were having amongst each other about hot topics, and people seem to want to know, well, what y'all talk about while you doing your skincare and stuff. And so we began to have these conversations. But one of the things that I really love about um, Yolante and I's relationship is, while we may look at hot topics, what's going on, we're not too old that we don't want to know what's going on with the young folks. But our conversation is oftentimes elevated, and it's oftentimes what we can learn from the hottest headlines. And so, what you'll be getting from us is topics that we see that's trending either on the news or on social media platforms. And then also, what is the lesson for us? And sometimes the lesson is what not to do, right? And so, we'll be discussing the message in the mess today, as we have for the last three episodes. And so, Yolante, we are on episode 5, friend, and today we are talking about all things friendship. One of the things that I said to Yolante last week was how I started to get some feedback from women of a particular age in our age group who actually don't have friends. And I began to look into that subject a little bit more. And as I shared with her, and now sharing with you all who are listening, I was so surprised at how many people in our age group, they either have struggled with friendships, they've lost friendships for a number of
Hmm.
different reasons. Some of
Yeah.
them more dramatic than others. Some of them were friendship breakups, right? And then some of them was just proximity. And so, but I began to notice just how many people actually don't have access to friends or to a friend group. And the different ways that people are handling that. And a lot of it, Yolante, was people reaching out on social media, saying, how do y'all make friends? Or what is this with not making friends? And so we wanted to have this conversation here today. So we want you guys to grab your wine or your mimosas, your coffee, whatever you sipping on today, whatever your vibe is, and join us in this
Hmm.
conversation. We like to have some interactions. And one of the things about Yolante and I, um, we like to learn the lessons too. Like, don't think that we've talked about this on offline, right? Because
Yeah.
I want to learn in real time with you guys. So she doesn't share with me what she's gonna say, I don't share with her what I'm going to say. We're just talking, right? And so we also want to learn from you, so please join us in the conversation. These are not lectures, we're not counselors, none of those things. We are girlfriends, and we're having conversation with our girlfriends. So, one of the things that we wanted to start off with is, because I am now live on my page, we usually go live from Yolante's page, but we're now using a streaming service. So, she's live on her page, I'm live on my own page. And so, while a lot of my friends know Yolante, and I know a lot of Yolante's friends, a lot of her Facebook friends, um, we haven't ever really introduced ourselves. We just have an assumption that y'all knew who Yolante was,
Y'all
knew
know
who
us.
Leo was, right? And so we wanted to start doing kind of these rapid fire questions for you to get to know us better. And so that's what we're going to start off with today. And I'm calling this the friend check in, right? And so we're going to ask each other these rapid fire questions, and we have about 30 seconds to give an answer and explain it if we want to. But it's a rapid succession of questions. We're going to start off with 3. And so, friend, I'm going to start off with, if let me see which question. Which character, Yolante, best matches your friendship personality from iconic friendship shows, friendship sitcoms like Living Single, Girlfriends, or Sex in the City? What character best showcases your friendship personality?
My own personality.
Yes, yes, your friendship personality.
So I guess if I have, there's no one, because I'm a little bit of a bunch of people, I think. But if I am looking at,
Yeah.
we'll use the show that most of us are familiar with, not Sex in the City, sorry, Living Single. Y'all know they have the four characters there. So I would say if I had to pick one that embodies me the most on that show, I think I'm going to go with, oh God. It's a toss up between Regine and Khadijah.
Yes.
And the reason I'm going to say that is because Khadijah is very grounded.
Hmm.
And I like to see, I think of myself as a very grounded individual. But I'm probably a little bit more like Regine. She's just a little superficial. That's the only reason I don't really like fully claim Regine. But Regine is really witty. She's sassy. She's colorful. She's all things luxury. She's stylish. And she's really funny. So I think if I had to choose between the two, I would go more with Regine, except for her being superficial. On that note, Khadijah's more grounded, and I feel like I'm that's more me. Alicia is so funny. Alicia says she agrees. Thank you, Bookie Butt.
Yeah, I love Regine. I do think that she is superficial, or it could read as superficial. Let me say that, but
Yeah,
I actually think
yeah,
that Regine does not skimp on her standard. Right? She has a
yeah.
standard. It's her standard. It might be slightly delusional because Regine always talked about the fact that she had no money, right? But she was gonna always put that stuff on. She was gonna
Baby.
find a way, and so I really like that. Her standard is her standard, and she does not apologize for it, regardless of, she might not have it now, but by the end of that series, she definitely got it. And so,
Absolutely.
I would agree. If I were to give you, however, a personality, I'm going to go with. This is funny.
Oh
I'm
God.
going to go with Charlotte from Sex and the City, and
Charlotte, what the heck?
let me tell you why.
this
I
this
know
gonna be
Sex
good.
I know Sex in the City like I know Living Single. Like there are some shows, I don't watch a lot of TV, but the shows that
Hmm.
I watch them all the time. And Charlotte is actually one of my favorite characters. And the reason is because Charlotte is extremely empathetic, but she's also a mirror for her friends. Now she does it in a nice, nasty way, right? So she don't. I think that people think that Charlotte is a punk sometimes, right? Because she's very soft spoken and all of those things. Um, but Charlotte actually is a mirror to her friends, and she reminds them often, well, this is what you said, right? You may have done something else, but you said this.
Hmm.
And she holds that mirror up. She's a little sarcastic, but she does it with a smile on her face. She's very, my mom used to use this term all the time, nice, nasty. And so I would say Charlotte. I would give you Charlotte, one of my favorite characters on Sex and the City, and one of the most consistent. Even with this new series, which I hated, she still was the one who actually remained the most consistent.
Okay, I love that. I love that, Fran. So tell us who you think, what character do you think you are? And then I'll tell you what character I think you are.
Oh, okay. So I actually gave myself a character from Living Single as well, and I actually also said Khadijah James, and the reason is because I think at Khadijah's core, she has, even though she's in a friend group, she has individual relationships with each person, which is what I
Yeah.
gravitate for. So while she shows up in the group, Regine is her childhood friend, Max is her college friend, Sinclair
Hmm.
is her cousin, and she does not, even though all of them, like Regine and Maxine, actually don't get along, right? But uh Khadijah kind of shows up for each one of them, and she's often explaining, "Well, no, this is how Regine is, or no, this is how Max is."
Hmm.
She does not. She sticks up for all of them individually, while also holding each one of them individually accountable. And so,
Yeah.
I think that that's how I show up as a friend, or at least I hope so. Where while I am a part of a number of different friend groups, I get off that group chat and I'm calling you offline. I'm sending you notes offline. I'm not relying on the group dynamic, especially not anymore, for sure.
Hmm. Well, I love that you think that about yourself, and I do not disagree. But I actually, because I struggled with this one a little bit, because again, I think all of the characters are very clear caricatures. But I chose Max for
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
from the same show, Living Single. And the reason I chose that is because Max is she's sharp, she's ambitious, she's witty, she's bold, she's intelligent, she's outspoken, and she's unapologetic, and she has some edginess to her that I think we all can appreciate. And as it relates specifically to her job, even though we know she's a lawyer, as it relates to you and your job in the field of marketing and some branding, she is a maverick. She is that girl.
That's funny.
She's that girl. She knows what she's doing. She's confident, she's quick. Like, you can't play with her when it comes to that. So when I think of that, that's what I think of with that character with you. So yeah, there
Well,
you
thank
go.
you. And
Hey Mo.
I appreciate that, sis. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next one. We gotta probably speed this up a little bit. But I'm interested in knowing this one for you. What, Yolante, is one, just one of your girl
Mhm.
codes, like one of your personal rules that you really don't bend on, or this is just kind of how you personally show up as a friend that you don't. This is your code. This is your personal
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah. Well, so I'm the code I'm gonna give you guys is something that can be seen as superficial. When we think of girl codes, there are some really serious ones. And so I'm not gonna give you that because I think we all kind of share similarities, like don't mess with your man, that type thing. But one of my girl codes is do not share pictures that are unflattering, videos, images of your friends that are
We
unflattering.
share
I
that.
think
We share
that
that.
yeah, I don't like that. If your friend wouldn't share it, then you shouldn't share it.
Yeah.
And I say that because I really, y'all, I low key believe that some people, even if they're not intentional, they're like hating on you a little bit if they do that.
Oh.
Especially women who have had a glow up. Like, I'm a completely different person than how I was in, elementary, middle, and high school. And
Hmm.
so, not that that past is not important to me, but if I'm not showing those images because that's not who I am anymore, I
Mm,
don't really like when people show those pictures. I think it's low key hating, especially if somebody has
mm,
already said something to you about it. So
mm,
don't share anything unflattering about your friend, because I feel like that's low key hating.
mm. I like that.
Yeah.
I agree, and you and I actually hold that. I don't necessarily know if I consider that a code per se, but we definitely hold that as a rule.
Yeah.
One of the things that I remember a older friend of mine saying was, "Let Leo take the pictures because if I take a picture on
Yeah.
my phone, oh, it's gonna be good. If you see it,
Yeah.
if you don't ever see it, it's not gonna be good. It wasn't good. We was blinking, looking, smacking, whatever it was. But if a picture come of you on my social media, it's been edited, the lighting has been adjusted, all of the things. You ain't got to worry about none of that with me. So we hold that for sure. Now, I have a girl code as well. One is kind of funny, and then one is like a rule, one is like a code. My code, which is I don't bend on this, and this is a personal code that I have for myself, but I also kind of
Mhm.
Yolante low key kind of use as a gauge
Mhm.
for me to decide if we friends for real. And not that I'm like testing my friends, but if we are not able to have tough conversations, if you are not able to come to me and let me know I've hurt you or I've wronged you in some kind of way, um, if you're not able to come to me and let me know that I'm in these streets moving weird or whatever, those tough conversations that only your friends see and come and tell you about, if you can't have tough conversations with me, then me and you probably are not true friends, right? We
Mhm.
like each other. You think I'm funny, I think you're funny, whatever. But if you don't have tough conversations with me, then I am not exactly sure if I truly consider you to be a friend. And then the other like little code that I have, I'm just throw this one in there. I don't actually text my friends' husbands. Right? Like I could be friends with them and have my a whole relationship with them. But I don't say nothing to them that I can't say to y'all, right? So I have a
For sure.
friend, Keisha and Troy. When I'm saying happy birthday to Troy, I say Keisha's in the thread. Like, I don't need to be saying no, and it's nothing, right? But it's just, that's just how I handle my friendships, right? With my married girlfriends. I
Hmm.
also have another friend, AJ and Shauna. We're all friends. I have a relationship with AJ outside of Shauna, but when we talk, it's in a group. That's just a blanket rule.
Yeah.
I remember one time one of my friends, she was her husband was needing to like help me with my flooring or something, and she was like, "Oh, call him." And my response to him, Yolante, was, "Are you not sleeping next to him tonight? Like, why I gotta call your husband? I need you to pass along that message that I just said to your husband. I don't need to call your husband." And we are the closest of friends, but unless we are planning a surprise party or he needs me to go to the jewelry store to help pick out a new ring for you, nah, we in a group text.
Yeah.
That's just a
Yeah.
solid rule that I have for
Yeah.
myself. For myself.
Um, I love that. And shout out to the people who are participating today. Thank you guys so much. Y'all know this is so much better when y'all engage with us. We
Yes.
love that. We want to make sure that we're not just kind of talking. We want to make sure you guys are here talking with us. So again, shout out to everybody. Mo is so funny. She said, yes, friend. I have a friend that always posts unflattering photos of me. It aggravates me. Listen, my soul, like, stop doing that. That aggravates my soul. Like, why? Why,
Okay.
sis? Why are we doing this? Hillary, thank you so much. She said absolutely low key hate for real, like for real, for real. And Alicia said that's old school. Yeah,
With the
and she was talking
pictures.
about with Leo. Talking
Oh,
about I could be wrong. Alicia, correct us if I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't stay in the same room with my friends' husbands if they're not around. So let's just say, like my
oh yeah.
best friend Roxy, if I go to Orlando,
Hmm.
if she needs to run to the store, baby, we both run into the store. Like I don't
Hmm.
stay, and I know Jafar is my brother, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. Yes.
We just don't play those games. So I just generally don't stay in the same room with with my friends, significant others or stuff like that if we can
Yeah.
help it. I will call them, but usually what I will do is let my friend know, hey, I need to call so and so to ask him a question because I know the back and forth can be hard. Like my brother in law, I mean, I don't have to ask him, but like if my brother in law, it's a technical question, my sister is not getting ready to be like, girl, she gonna be like, girl, if you don't call him. So in
Right.
that case, I would, but I definitely understand. Just set it's boundaries. It's definitely about boundaries. Licia, yeah, Licia said she was referring to the husband stuff. She
Hmm.
said it's just respect for my friend, her husband, and myself. That's it. That's all. And it cuts down on any confusion. It cuts down on not, and again, not that there should be anything to worry
Yeah,
about, but
it never has, ever, ever, ever. I
yeah,
thank God for that. I really do. I mean, not be
yeah,
lifted up, but I thank God that there's never been any confusion. But
yeah.
absolutely,
Trinette is so funny. You see what Trinette said? She talked about because we
I,
were raised right. Yeah, but
yeah,
friend, people have traumas and stuff that they're dealing with, so we try not to do that.
yeah.
So,
So, and we'll
if
talk
you guys
about that.
want to, please in
Yes,
the chat, please drop your girl codes.
yes.
Please drop those because we
We
can
actually
share
should have.
those.
Yeah, and we should have a
Yeah, we want to see
conversation.
those.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because
I
we
like
can share them
yours. I like
throughout
yours.
the.
I
No,
like
yours
yours.
were
I like
amazing.
the not staying in a room. I don't necessarily know if I've actually ever thought about that. It probably
Hmm.
is an unconscious thing, but here's the thing. I When I'm with my friends, I be so up
Hmm.
under them that it's probably something that's so subconscious. Like, where we going? I am a very, my love language, especially as I've gotten older, is like physical touch. So I'm like, all like, nah, we together. We're gonna get a real good
We
head.
know,
So
friend. We know.
so I don't even think about it, but yeah, that's a good one too. I like yours a lot. So we're gonna go to the last one, and then we are doing some new things today, so we're gonna transition. But one of our last ones, Yolante actually came up with this one, and I really love this question, friend, because sometimes your girlfriends, they see you better than you see yourself, and so
Hmm.
uh, I want you to tell me what you think my friend's superpower is, and I'm going to tell you what your friend's superpower is. And I'm gonna start first because you've been going first for the last ones. Am I? I think
Okay.
I'm. This is the camera is adjusting itself. I still am not used to this streaming, guys, so please excuse me. So I think that your superpower, it actually, I've already said it, your level of empathy and accountability for me has been golden. You handle me with just enough care and sass that I need, because I I actually am a bit of a hazer, especially for people that I love. And
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
like to get hazed, because if not, I hear so much chatter in my ear so much. And so sometimes you got to rattle me. You've got to put your hands on my shoulder and get my attention. But everybody just doesn't do that with me. People who love me do. And you do that with me a lot. But I think that is just your superpower. It is this very balanced mix of empathy, understanding, and accountability that I really, really appreciate about you, friend. Um,
Mhm.
and also, and I'm not going to, like, I feel like I'm about to get emotional, and I don't feel emotional, but
I
I
know,
feel like
I'm like,
I
oh my God,
am.
what the heck is happening right now?
I
Oh
know.
God.
But here's the thing, you also do something that only my closest friends. So I have five best friends. We all grew up together. I have known them since nursery school. So
Mm.
well over 45 years. And you do something that they do, and I have not known you as long as I've known them. I've known you for a long time, but not as long as I've known them. You see me and remind me of who I am. And I have gone through a season of forgetting that in myself and needing to be reminded of that. And I have never been in that season before. I'm not a person that needs a lot of validation, external validation. While I appreciate it, I don't necessarily need it. I bop through the world like I bop through the world. And I would say within the last several years, I don't know what people are saying in the comments, but they probably like,
Well, I
girl,
got
hush.
it. I got it.
But
They're being amazing. Thank y'all. We watching. We see y'all.
oh,
We see y'all.
okay. For the last several years, I have had people who have grabbed me by the shoulders and said, "Remember who you are." And when you
Yeah.
go through illness and sickness, it's easy to forget it. And I am so surprised that you see me in that way. I'm not surprised that they do. I've known them all of my life, but you do too. And I really, really appreciate this. And I didn't even have this like thought. This wasn't a thought in my head, but I just felt the need to say it. I ain't saying no more though, because you know what? I think my makeup look halfway good today. You are not
It
gonna make
was
me say
amazing.
that.
And I feel like, yeah, you about to get us started in here. We're not gonna do that today.
Not
Um,
today.
Not today. I will say that first of all, thank you, friend, for seeing that because I do see you. Oh Lord, wait. Okay.
You know what? I've only seen you cry one time, and it was emotional. So don't
It
even.
was very ugly. So I can promise you
What?
that we're not gonna do
It
that today.
was. It was. I don't want to say it that way, friend, but it was a whole cry. I was like, oh my gosh, she's really crying.
Yeah, she was. Thank you for saying that because that's
Yeah.
actually gonna make me not cry because I'm low key offended. She said my cry was
No.
aggressive, and I'm like, girl,
It
you
was
just gave me
a.
the worst news of my life, telling me my cry was aggressive.
Listen, we was
Okay,
in my
whew,
house, but it was a. I mean, I was like, oh
it was
my.
real bad.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I will now we got to tell them what it was. It was I had to tell her that I was my
Oh,
cancer journey. And so she cried like for real, for real. And I knew she was gonna take it hard, but I didn't think she was gonna take it that hard. So yeah, it was a real cry.
we're good. Okay, we're not crying. So, all right, so I'm good now. So yours. Well, okay. So back to what you were saying, friend. Y'all know I'm a firm believer that the people that are in your lives are a reflection of you, and so I don't you see that in me, but I see that in you as well. So your friend's superpower is that you are the most loyal friend that I have ever known in my entire life. Like loyalty is your business and friendship is your business. And you are a person who reminds me when I'm being a raggedy friend. And I know you don't do that on purpose, but I know that's just who you are. And oh,
Friend, we're gonna have to get off live and redo this makeup for real, because the people gonna be talking about us like, why they look raggedy today?
woo!
We 4 for 4 on the cute factor.
Yeah, so and I think that's important because you need those people. And I think that's why this conversation for me, Leo and I talk about what we're going to talk about with you guys.
Yeah.
And these are important conversations to your lives, like to have
Yeah.
friends, at this age, because friendship is very different at a certain stage in your life, especially when you are becoming more self aware and in your own personal journey and growth. And so when you got somebody that's like really your rider and not, you don't have to question them.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
golden, y'all. That's
I
golden.
Yeah. We are in this and we didn't mean to have this whole side conversation. This was our rapid fire, but we are in this season where everything feels unstable. The world
Yeah.
feels shaky, and your friendship shouldn't feel that way. They shouldn't. You should not have to wonder, are we still good? Are they talking about me? Are they using something that I told them as a weapon? Are they sharing it with other people? None of those things should be rumbling around in your head, toiling in your head, because it's just so many things that we have to think about externally. The house should be solid.
Yes.
That should
Yes.
be, that foundation should be solid. So I understand.
Yeah. So we listen, I'm not going to apologize, and I know, and thank you for the people in the chat cuz y'all are not asking us to. So that is hilarious. And I appreciate y'all for rocking out with us. But listen, that's just what it is. So we appreciate you guys. So I'm going to read some of the chat.
Yes.
Hey Rochelle, my friend Rochelle is here. Trinette is so funny. She said she doesn't friend request her friends' husbands cuz why that
Right.
part.
Right. What I
And I
need to
can actually talk to I can talk to Trinette's fiance because that's my actual real blood cousin. But honey,
and he's
outside
my
of that,
doctor.
girl, what?
He's my pseudo doctor.
Yeah,
I be
like
getting all
outside of
my
that, we don't have
tinctures and
anything to
stuff.
talk about. Yes. Hey, Taretha is here.
Hey,
Rochelle said,
Teresa.
yes, same thing. She was, and yes, please, guys, please interact with each other in the comments. I love this so much. Deanna, my boo Deanna's here. She said she finally
Hey.
made it. Y'all know my friend be jet setting across the world, honey. She just
Okay.
got back from Ireland for her birthday. So, um, let me see.
Deanna, she
Yes.
always smells so doggone good. You know, I be thinking I'm the perfume goat, but sis be smelling
Well, you guys
good,
have
good
very
in here.
similar tastes in perfume.
Yeah.
So, Mo, thank you so much. Mo said, yes, I love this. We have to tell people how we feel in the moment. It's so important. Licia, y'all know my baby Licia, honey. Licia, one thing she is going to do is she going to tell you, girl, you better feel those emotions and go through with those emotions. So,
That's her being a
yeah,
Pisces. That's her Pisces
she a
self.
Pisces girl,
Hmm.
so I think they low key like when you cry.
Girl, they
So
love
yeah,
it.
so we're gonna move on. Thank you guys so much. And please, y'all know we love everybody here, even if we don't know you personally. We love you. Listen, this is a no judgment zone. We're holding sacred space for you guys because we know that we need it. We really, really need it. So,
And
Hillary's
Yolante,
so
your
cute.
oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say your buddy Monica is on my page. She's in her
Okay.
she said hello.
Okay, good, good. Hey, Monica. And Hillary's so funny. She said, now I don't know y'all personally. Why am I crying? Girl, cry, cry. Cause now that's we bonded now, girl. So
Right. We gotta
all
go back
right,
there.
friends.
Now we gonna
So
do something
those
fun.
are our yeah, those are our rapid fire things to kind of get you to learn a little bit more about us, and we'll learn about each other as we progress
Yeah.
through our journey in this broadcast in this podcasting together. So so we're gonna next, so y'all know Leo and I actually started doing our people came to know us, like my friends came to know Leo and her friends came to know me because we were always do like conversations about fragrance.
Right.
And Leo know I would call her my fragrance nemesis. But people also should know that Leo and I share a lot of conversation around beauty, skincare, fragrance. So we
Mm.
wanted to come up with a segment where we share our what we call our glow up essentials. And
Yes.
so that's what we're going to share with you guys. But because it's the first of the month,
Yes.
what Leo and I have decided to do is the first of the month, we're going to do something a little bit more special where we do something based on a theme. And so, because we are moving into the season of fall, we wanted to share what we call our 5 fall favorites. So we're going
Mm.
to share 5 products, things, items, techniques, tips, whatever, that are all related to fall, and hope you guys will be able to, benefit from it in some way, shape, or form. So again, please in the chat, keep it coming. Keep telling us your girlfriend codes, but also share. If we're talking about something like perfume, please share that kind of stuff in the chat, because we definitely we want to be put on like we're trying to put you
Yeah.
guys on. So, all right. So, friend, do you want to start us out, or do you want me to go
Go
first?
ahead. You got the mic.
Okay, cool, cool. So my 5 things, I have a lot. They're here with me. So I'm gonna go with my first one. I'm trying to keep everything in the theme of fall. So again, like I said earlier, when I think of fall, I think of warm, I think of cozy, just like the seasons. The fall is when the leaves are
Yeah.
starting to come out, and they're coming out, but they are starting to change color because things are starting to wind down. And so that's a part of the natural process of that sleepiness, coziness. And so I wanted to share these. This is one of my products. So this is from the brand Saltaire,
Mm.
and this particular scent is called it's their Santal Bloom. It is the most yummy,
Mm.
warm, I don't even know how to describe it, fragrance that I just when I smell it is so delicious. And I'm not usually, y'all know I'm a fruity, sweet candy girl. When I smelled this, I was like, oh my god, it's literally like it's like sandalwood to me done right. It's not overpowering, it's so delicious. And so I'll tell you guys, the scent is sandalwood, amber, and musk. Y'all know that is not my ministry, okay? But this is delicious.
Oh, you
Now,
love it.
I love it. And I know that, so when I first bought this is really old. Because they don't even make this bottle for they make this bottle for the body wash, but not this bottle. This bottle has changed for the lotion.
Mm.
I have sprays, I have oils, but my point is, if you want to smell it, they're readily available. You can get these guys at Ulta. I purchased mine at Target. I know that we're still boycotting Target. So you guys should be able to have access to it a number of different places.
I
But
like
this
that
is
one
it's
too.
so delicious. It's
Hmm.
so freaking delicious, bro. Like so
I
so
like
so
all
good.
of them except for the one in the orange bottle.
Oh
That one,
yeah, it's
yeah,
okay.
that was
Yeah.
a little too tangy for me, but I really like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. Friend, why don't can you want to do yours? We'll go back and forth, and then I can kind of watch the chat. Is that okay?
Oh, sure, sure. So my
Okay.
first one is this handbag. It is, as you all can see. Okay, so my
Yes.
So here's the thing, you guys. I hope you all aren't too distracted by me looking down. So my computer is here, my camera is here. Yolante is helping me to figure out how to marry the two eventually, but for right now, I'm on two different devices. Um, so this handbag is a from a black-owned company called the Vault Collection, and as you can see, it looks like a Kelly, but it's a really they do inspirational bags, but they do them very, very, I'm trying to get it in the camera, they do it very, very high end. So this is 100% leather, but it's a black owned company called the Vault Label, and it's such a cute purse. And one of the things that you'll learn about me in terms of the things that I gravitate towards, one, as you can see, I'm an accessories person, so I keep my clothes pretty plain because I'm all about the sprinkles, I'm all about the accoutrement, right? So I like carrying a top handle purse because it's so
Hmm.
feminine. And so as
Yeah.
I have on a hat and my clothes, are pretty monochromatic, but I like having very, very feminine accessories. That's where I bring my femininity into my style. And so I really love this bag. It's so sturdy. It's such a good quality. As you can see, it is inspired by the Hermes Kelly bag, but it's black on, all leather. It's a
Yeah.
very, very, very quality inspired handbag. And then I'm gonna add one additional one. You all have seen this before. Alicia knows exactly what this is. This is the
Brandon
Brandon
Blackwood.
Blackwood, the his metal collection. And so Alicia has one of his bags as well. And it's very, very heavy. It's a heavy bag, but it's very small. You can't. I don't even know what's in here. Hopefully, ain't no nothing gonna fall out. But all you can hold in here is hopes and dreams. But it's such a cute bag, and it's such a showstopper. So these are my two fall handbags.
I love that. I love that. That's so cute, and the colors are super appropriate for fall too. So, here we go. All right, here we go. Let me see what we got in the chat. Deanna said, "Thank you, Leo, regarding your complimenting her fragrance." Hey, Moni is here, baby. Mo said she logging up. Come on back, girl. We got you. Mo. Every time Mo gets on here, she's like, "I did not come on this live to spend money, but every time I get on here, I'm always spending money." Girl, treat yourself. You gotta treat yourself, girl. Um. Yes, she also says she missed the girlfriend codes, but she's blessed beyond measure to call Leo her sister. Absolutely.
Uh,
Leo is that girl. And Rochelle was talking about the Santal Bloom. You have to try it, friend. She said she saw it online. You just have to try it. It's so, 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 so good. Yes, no Target. No, it was a while ago. I haven't been to Target in a long time, friend.
yeah,
It was
that lasts quite a
months ago.
bit. That bottle lasts a long
Yeah,
time. It's a lot of stuff in
yeah,
that bottle for sure.
yeah. All right, here we go. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I'm keeping up with everybody. Yes, yes. Hey, Chandra, I have on the fall lip. So you know what? Thank you. So let's transition into my next product. My next product, you guys know, if you don't know, you may not know, I have a cosmetics line, Darling by Yolante. And so one of my fall favorites was this lip color. Now, depending on the lighting, it may look really, really, really dark, but it's definitely a vampy red. When I think of the fall, especially as a makeup artist, makeup artistry instructor, fall tends to, again, that's when things are starting to use, not to, I can't find a better word, to die, right? In order for the rebirth. And so darker colors tend to be the fall colors versus bright colors for summer and spring. And so I decided to wear dark color. This is from my cosmetics line. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, that it's a deep vampy red. If you feel like this is too dark, you can always lighten it up. I can lighten it up. It's a matte, so it's not going to come off. You can drink coffee, tea, kiss on your boo. It's not going anywhere. It's literally not going anywhere, right? So it's going to stay on all day. But some people don't like matte colors. So if you don't like matte because if you feel like it's too dry, just add a little bit of moisture, like with some Vaseline or I don't know, coconut oil or something, jojoba oil to put on top of it. Just know that when you introduce oil into a product, that's what keeps it slippery and that's what keeps it from not lasting. So, again, this is from called Finesse from my company, Darling by Yolante. Um, and I have all kinds of colors, but just for the sake of fall and deeperness, this is that seductress, um, femme fatale sort of color. I do tend to go brighter. So again, like if this is too dark for you, you can put a little red on top, which I may do. I have all kind of colors here. Put a little red on top, honey, and keep the party going. So thank you for Chandra for pointing that out because that was very intentional, honey. Because I normally do not wear deep dark colors, but I know that the girls do. So
Well,
all
Yolante,
right.
they are going crazy in the chat. First of all,
Oh,
they want to know. Moni said, "How do we support your makeup line, Yolante?"
oh,
And then Mo
thank
said,
you.
"Girl, shut up! You got a cosmetic line. Well, there goes spending my money." And then Tiana said bring flirt back. I don't know. You must be in trouble because she said it twice. Uh
Yes. Tiana is always getting me together. She has definitely supported me in my grind with these cosmetics. Flirt is, I'm sorry, y'all, Flirt is not coming back.
and let me
Flirt was,
and,
but
and here goes
I will
Trinette. She
share
talking
you a
about
little trick.
exactly. So
Girl,
yeah.
no, Trinette was like my bestseller of Flirt because anytime Trinette would wear Flirt, she said all the YNs would be on her. Like
Not the
it did not matter where
YNs, not
Trinette.
the
I'm
YNs.
telling you, Trinette, tell them the Flirt is a YN. It's a YN magnet. Like I don't know what it was about Flirt, so I'm gonna give you a little trick for those of you who used to wear Flirt. Here's my trick. If you combine, I know we don't like combining colors, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. This is what happens when things are discontinued or whatever. So it Flirt was like a purpley maroonish mix. So that would be these
Mm.
two colors together, right? So both of these are from my cosmetics line. This is called Privacy. Privacy is the deep purple. So I'm gonna give you a little trick to kind of get a little bit of Flirt.
I'm looking down, y'all, because I can only see down here, but my camera's up here, so I am paying attention because I want to know as well.
So I don't know if it's going to show up on screen, but what I would do if you want that sort of purpley reddish, then I would mix these two colors together. It's probably reading real dark because my light is, I have my ring light up, y'all. It's super, super bright. I know y'all probably can't see it, but mm, can we see? I don't know, but that's an option. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's a
So
little bit more Wait, let me go to this other one. Let me see. It's a little more purple than. Oh well,
mhm.
no, it's coming through. It's a little red.
It's probably, yeah, my lighting is not, I mean it's, my lighting is great, but for the sake of it's like super bright, you probably
Yeah.
can't see the color. So
So I left my
um
Darling by Yolante in my bathroom over there, but my inner is Darling by Yolante. My liner is actually the lip bar. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm gonna run over there and get it. But my next one is a
you're so
fall shoe.
funny.
It's a fall shoe. So I
Yes.
actually have been into loafers for work these days. So I wear a lot of loafers because it's an easy trick for me to wear a shoe, look professional, but they still be comfortable. So all of my loafers have platforms on them because, as you know, when you get the platform, then it takes away from the heel of the from the height of the heel. Excuse me. And
Mhm.
so these are some really, really cool patent leather burgundy or merlot loafers, and I actually also have these
Mhm.
in navy blue, and those are really, really sharp. Also patent leather navy blue, and so very, very fall appropriate. I actually got these on Amazon and I love them. They are very, very good quality shoe. They give me the height that I need, but they also are extremely, extremely comfortable. They feel like regular loafers. I have several pair of loafers, and it's just my trick of how to look professional without wearing like a ballerina flat or something like that.
Yeah.
I still want to look very professional, so my tip for that is loafers. So these are
And
platform
that's a
loafers.
delicious color. That is so good. So what we'll do, guys, is I've already started a link. You guys know I have my shop, my store. I'm trying to get Leo. She says I haze her, but we are trying to get Leo to start with
I know.
her store. But what we'll do is she whatever she can share with me, I'll put it in
I
my
see.
store. And y'all know I put this stuff in my stories. So I'll add it. I already started my sort of basket for you guys to take a look at. So whatever we can share with you. If it's something we can't, we'll just tell you where to go get it outside of the link where we'll have everything together.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kim, thank you, Kim. My baby Kim is on here. I hope baby girl is doing
Uh,
well. Little KK. Um,
Oh,
uh, yeah. Yes, Kim, thank you, Kim. Kim says she loves my line. She looks amazing in it.
mhm.
Chandra, again, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the love y'all are showing us right now.
You
I
know
love
what?
it
Mo
so
says she's
much.
gonna miss the rest of the show because now she over there on your website. So bye, Mo. Bye, Mo.
He's
Ain't
so
gonna.
funny. I love Mo. No, we gonna listen, girl. You know we got to replay up, girl. We got to replay. Thank you so much, Alicia, for putting my website in the chat. Also, I think somebody else, Rochelle. put it in the chat. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. All right, friends. So let's go ahead. Is it my turn to share
It's
the next one?
it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to share blah 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 blah. Let's do a little skincare. So again, when we think of fall, we have this idea of, I think, pumpkin. And so I think this is super dope because this is from Dermatology. Hopefully y'all can see that. And this is in my store. This is called their pumpkin enzyme mask. Y'all know I am 48 years old this year. I'm turning 49 December 31st. Shout out to the Capricorns. And so usually the products that I use are anti-aging products. And so this one is really really good because again, it's a mask. Y'all know I don't use masks every day, but the enzyme in it, enzymes are basically like amino acids, and what they do is they have several functions, but a lot of what they do is they exfoliate, which we all want, because when you get rid of old dead skin, then that new shiny pretty skin can show, so that's important. But enzymes can also help with like making the skin look shiny, which is from the exfoliation. It helps with firmness. So it's really a really great product to have added to your sort of skincare repertoire. And so again, if it's I love it because I don't use a lot of it because I don't use masks that often. But I don't know if you guys can see those beads. Probably not. But there are beads in here, and when you put this product on your face and rub it onto your face, it gets warm. And I'm one of those people that believes when my skincare is active, is working. I'm like, ooh, I'm a sucker for pain because I'm like, ooh, if it hurts, it must be working. But it doesn't hurt. It just warms up. You leave it on your skin for about 10 minutes, and then you put your water on, and then it bursts, and it kind of scrubs the skin. So there you go. So that is my third fall favorite. All right, let me see what we got.
I love it.
Um, okay.
My turn. You ready for me?
Yes,
Or
yes, yes.
okay. All right. So I am going to do a fragrance and body care combo. So this is
Mm-hmm.
not Yolante's favorite. I already know it because I've shared this with her before. As a matter of fact, we do like gifting, and we'll do like favorite things gifting. And I actually gave her and Trinette and some other girlfriends this fragrance, which is the new Fenty. This fragrance is not for everybody. This fragrance is very musky, but there's this blueberry scent to it. Y'all, the first time that I opened this up, I hated it to the degree that I was trying to return it. But I was one of the first people to get it, and they were not taking returns at the time. They'll let you return it now, but at the time, they was like, "Oh no, we're not doing returns." And so I wound up keeping it, and I wound up sharing it. Y'all, I started like yearning for this fragrance. Like I would remember what it smelled like, and then I had given
Mm-hmm.
it all away to them heifers, and I couldn't get none. So I had to wait to get a whole new bottle for myself. Y'all, this fragrance is so good for the fall. The notes in it, it is very musky, but it's also very warm and enveloping. And then there's this blueberry note in there that makes you want to try and capture it. Like what is that under there? This is one of those
Mm-hmm.
fragrances that kind of take you on a journey. What it smells like when you first spray it is not what it's going to smell like when it finally dries down. Like an hour later,
Yeah.
it'll smell like something else, but it makes you want to like capture it. Like, wait, have you all ever gone up to somebody and you're like, wait, what is that I smell? That's what this fragrance does. But what I love is the body butter, because the body butter does not require you to go through that journey. When you spray fragrances liquid on you, it's going to warm up, it's going to do all the things. But this is what it smells like dried down. This body
Mm.
butter. And y'all, this does not miss. This does not miss. Now, I have some fragrances, and I have said this to you all before. I have some fragrances that I actually do not think that you should wear on a first date. We talked about dating last week. Go back and watch that show. I don't
Please.
think you should wear this on a first date. This is one of them things that if you put it somewhere like over here, he gonna be on your neck. He gonna be on your neck, and if you're not ready for him to be on your neck, leave these things alone. Okay, leave this alone. Don't put this on your body. Okay, don't ask me how I know. That's none of your business. Even though we are talking about friendships today, but you got to call me offline and I tell you. But listen, don't put this on your body if you don't want nobody up on your neck. This smells like dried down is this, and it does not miss. This smells so good. So that's my
Yeah.
number three.
All right, we'll just do one more, friend. Let's just do one more for the
Yeah,
sake
I
of time.
agree.
And then what we'll do is we'll include everything on that link that I will include in my stories and share it to you guys. So just because this fragrance is so good, you guys may or may not know that I'm a bit of a fragrance snob. And whatever, it is what it is. I'm not going to explain it, but I'm a fragrance snob. But this is it's called,
Not me
you
nodding
guys,
my head.
I know you guys have heard of this. Leo first put me on to it, but I didn't really, I don't know, I wasn't impressed. I don't
Yeah.
know why. And I was like, I think I like it, but I'm not quite sure. Right?
Hmm.
So my coworker wore this fragrance. It's from Latafa, an Arab brand, and it's called Camera. And it is delicious.
Yeah.
I would, and Leo will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it could arguably be a dupe for Angel Share. Would we say that?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all know there's a very popular brand called Angel Share. And so I'm gonna read the notes to you, and then you're gonna move on to today's real conversation because I know why we're here to talk about friends. So the notes are cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot,
Hmm.
dates, praline, tuberose, mahonial, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, myrrh, amberwood, and agika lacca wood, whatever. When I tell you it's all of those things, it is sweet,
It will
it
take you
is
on a journey.
musky.
Hmm.
Yes, friend. It is super complex. It'll take you on a journey. And y'all, this thing is less than 30 bucks. I was so surprised. And it lasts all day long. Now, the reason I purchased it, because when I first smelled it, I wasn't quite sure about it. But one of my coworkers, shout out to she may or may not be on here, Shamira, but we call her Shake, Miss Murphy. She was wearing this at work, and I was like, "Girl, what are you wearing? It smells like it smelled so good." Because I like sweet, but it's
Hmm.
sweet balanced with sort of that liquor. And she told me about it. I got it from TikTok, but I found out that they do have it on Amazon. So if you are looking for a fall fragrance, it is the most delicious thing. And I love that it's super affordable because it's one of those things like if you purchase it and you don't really like it, you don't really feel like you lost out because it's literally under 30 bucks. And I cannot believe how long this lasts. And it's literally the most delicious thing. So this is one of those fragrances that I will not hold my nose up for. And I pull this out every time I'm going out at night. I'm gonna wear this with something, and I'm always gonna turn heads. It's that good. So
So if I told
yeah,
you, like, hey, if I was a fragrance, I would be Angel Share. Like Angel Share is my personality, and
yeah,
this is a dupe of that. The thing that's different between I have both of them. I have Kamra and I have Angel Share. This has
hmm,
what she held up has a little bit more cinnamon in it, so it's a little sweeter and spicier. Whereas Angel Share has
yes,
so much cognac in it that it
hmm,
is a little bit screechier and it's a little sharper, which is
hmm,
what I'm gonna walk in 10 minutes after my fragrance walk in the door, right? So that's what my fragrance gonna do. But this one is a little sweeter, um
hmm.
and a little spicier. It got a little bit more cinnamon to it.
Yes, yes. Which is why I think that's why I like that one a little
Yeah,
bit
it
more.
smells
Yeah.
like apple pie. Angel Share smells like
Yes.
apple pie in a bar.
And I'm gonna pass on that. So I would just rather have the pie, please and thank you.
Right.
Why do I have to feel like I'm eating? Because I don't think we eat pies in the lounge. But okay,
Well,
girl,
apple
whatever.
pie with a side of cognac. Yes, that's what it smells like. You get your pie and
That
then you
sounds
get
like my
your
stomach
little.
gonna be hurting. Yeah, that sounds like a hurt stomach, friend. Let me okay, so real quick. Oh gosh, we have so many comments. Gosh, guys, y'all are like so amazing. Thank y'all so much. We're trying to keep it.
Which is hilarious
Mo is
because
so
of that
funny. She talking about the
conversation.
YNs with or without a girl. Honey, YNs always got a girl. So, long as they can pay a bill, I might entertain them for a little bit. Long as they ain't got a girl though. No girls. I don't play that with
Okay.
being in committed. But honey, no, because I'm gonna help you learn, baby. If you step up to auntie, you gotta be able to pay some
They gotta
bills.
learn.
I'm
They
helping you to
gotta
be a
learn.
man.
They have to
Yeah,
learn.
you want to
That's
be a
part of it.
man, you want to play grown games, I'm gonna give you what you're looking for, baby. That's what I'm here to do. So come on, let me show you. You pay bills, I'm gonna entertain you, sweetheart. And then I'm going to cook you some cornbread and collard greens. Don't play with me. All right, let me stop. I'm doing too much. All
And the
right.
fact that
Did we
I've never
do
seen
friend? You
you cook a collard green a day in your life is hilarious. And the fact that he
I
about to
did,
get
I
some
don't.
is
I
so
just call my
funny.
daddy.
Right.
No, that's hilarious because I ain't cooking no damn collard greens, but I will call my daddy and I pass it along as my own. Because my now one thing Charles Dolly gonna do is cook some collard greens, baby.
From scratch.
All right, come on, friend.
All
What
right.
what what you got for us? Mo said it's the sex perfume.
So I think we should get into the conversation because we've already hit
Okay. Sorry,
6:30.
sorry,
So
sorry.
I'll
Yes.
I'll I'll pass all of mine on over to Yolante as well,
Yes.
so that
Yes.
she can put them in the store. But I know we want to get into this friendship conversation. This is what everybody
Yeah.
came over here for. So we definitely want to continue the conversation. And hello to everybody over on my page as well. We love you guys and we appreciate you tuning in. We see you. We are both on two pages. So we are streaming
Hmm.
and then we're also on Yolante's page and we're on my page for the first time. This is the first time we've gone live on my page. So everybody on my side, I appreciate you. I see you over there.
Yes.
So we're going to get into this conversation again, guys, about friendship, right? And those
Yeah.
of you all who have joined me and Yolante for the last four episodes, again, you know that we like to have a conversation about hot topics. We like to give some context, but we like to go deeper and find the message in the mess. And so today, as we
Hmm.
talk about friendships, we want to be open, we want to be vulnerable, and again, we want to learn from each of you. So we all and again my camera, I mean my notes are down here, so please excuse me as you see me looking up and down. We talk all day about romantic breakups, and we talked last week about dating and that process. We talked about the tears, the healing, and the lessons. But what we don't often talk about, Yolante, is a person who loses not their husband or their boyfriend, but their
Hmm.
best friend. Many women
Yeah.
will tell you that that type of friendship breakup can cut even deeper than the end of a romantic relationship. And one of the reasons why that I found through some research is that most women in the back of their head, they understand that a relationship with a man may or may not last. But
Yeah.
most women just don't have the expectation that that girlfriend is not going to go through life with them. And I'm talking about your girlfriend, your true home girl. You have every expectation that she's going to go through life with you. And so when that doesn't happen, it's very, very devastating. I remember Yolante watching The Women of Brewster's Place, and that movie, although it's very, very layered, at the end of the day, that movie really is about the emotional depths of friendship and the different friendships that these women have at different phases of their life. And they really live life together. And I remember one of the characters. She lost her child in a very, very tragic accident. She was married. She had a husband who was supposed to be her emotional rock, but the person who nursed her back to life, like literally, she was trying to kill herself by not eating. She could not move and would and refused to move or eat. And this woman literally willed her friend back to life. And when I think about friendships like that, and I think about some research that I recently saw where this doctor literally said women who have friends in their lives in her hospital, those women, they actually heal faster because of the friendships and the emotional relationships that they have with other women, whereas those who don't have friends, they take a longer time to come up out of the hospital. And I was watching this nurse talk about this. So these relationships go deep and they mean a lot to each of us. And so a lot of times we'll hear people talk about, well, you can get over it and forget your friend, and they want you to get over it quickly. But these relationships can be very, very difficult to get over. And so it requires mourning, especially if Yolante, there's not been any explanation as to why the relationship failed, or why the person left. That person is
Yeah.
still very much alive, but your friendship is dead. And in some instances, you don't know why. So today, guys, what we're going to be examining is why these breakups they hurt so much, what happened and how they escalated, how to heal without bitterness, and also, of course, and we always are going to go here, what are the lessons? Because not every friendship lasts forever, but every ending should have a lesson. So I'm going to be quiet, friend, and let you take us through this journey.
All right, but before we do that, I have some ladies being vulnerable in the chat, and I don't want to hold up on that. So,
Okay.
Moni, thank you so much. Yeah, there is a level of intimacy that is involved with your girlfriends. She says she has that with her girlfriends that she doesn't have with her husband. Her girlfriends have she's known them longer and they have deeper connections. Licia said, "Women of Brewster Place" is one of her favorite movies,
Yeah, I
and
love
I
that.
think I'm going to watch it
Yeah.
because I haven't watched it in a long time. And so to watch it through the lens of these 48-year-old eyes and being
Mhm.
more self aware and trying to be a more self actualized person, I think I want to watch that. So thank you, friend. Moni said she lost two of her close friends this year and it rocked her to
Yeah.
her core. And as always, absolutely, your friends are going to hold you up. Um, hey, Deanna. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. She said, yes, it is one of my classmates' neighborhood friends just passed. Um, I see some Spencer Lakes people's 35 years. We need to check on our, yes, check in even now that we have our own family and new friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. Um, so y'all know I like to get up here and I always get into teaching and all the things. And we're not going to do that because we're here for a conversation. But when Leo and I first talked about it, I looked at it from, okay, well, what is the problem? You know, what is the problem and how do we solve it type thing. And Leo hit the nail on the head. I think that when we lose friends, especially at this age, it rocks us in a different way because we do have an expectation that men are going to come in, until you maybe get married or whatever, but we have an expectation that men are going to come in and out of our lives, right? But your friends, we just aren't groomed to think that. And so we don't really know how to process it when it happens. Y'all know there are a lot of different reasons things happen, right? But I think for me, the two biggest things that I've noticed are the reasons for friendship breakups are betrayal. Right. Now, I've never had a friendship betrayal, but I do hear women talk about
Yeah.
betrayals. So that's one reason, right? And then the other thing is the thing that we don't talk about, which is outgrowing um the relationship. And so, when it comes to betrayal, y'all know I like to try to look at things through the lens of healing, right? I understand that the how we operate in this world is through our own traumas and our own unhealed selves and our still walking around with these hurt little girls or hurt little boys that still live within inside of us. And so if you are a person who has never been taught or understood how to be a friend, not only to your other people but even to yourself, y'all, we're not even friends to ourselves. So if I'm not a friend to myself,
Ooh,
how can I show
that's
up
that
for
stings.
other people? That's a good one, right, friend?
That stings
How can I
bad.
show up for other people? Right? Some people just aren't friends to themselves. So, we walk around with not knowing how to deal with jealousy. We walk around with not knowing how to deal with resentment
Mm.
of our friends. And we don't know what to do that with that. And then it ends up showing up as betrayal. And then also, y'all, as women, we live in a society where the feminine is not naturally competitive. That's a masculine trait. Not to say that it's a trait that only men do, because remember, women are supposed to have a balance between masculine and feminine, but the masculine is competitive. And so we live in a society that has taught women to compete with each other. And
Mm.
so sometimes for the attention of a man, we'll forget that we're supposed to be community based, which is what the feminine is, and hold it down for our girls, hence the girl code, right? So when you experience a betrayal, I would implore you to think about maybe this person just is still dealing with some unhealed wounds and childhood wounds and that sort of thing. Um,
Yolante, can I say something?
Rochelle, yes,
I,
please.
well, I wanted to just make a comment about that competitiveness. Um,
Hmm.
you were one of the first
Uh-oh.
people.
Okay.
Look, you see, I'm
Because I
changing
don't
my
be knowing what you
voice.
gonna say, friends. I have to get my mind
Um,
right, girl.
you said something to me years ago, and it
Hmm.
was about a person who you were signaling was being competitive with me.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
was like, "What? Like, no, what are you talking about? That's that."
Hmm.
And it took me years, friend,
Hmm.
to see that. I mean, you always say, you have very sharp discernment, and you told me that, but I mean, I've had a lot of thoughts having this conversation, but
Hmm.
I thought about that, and I didn't know if you were going to bring up the competitiveness, and because I never saw that, and it took me so long to understand that. Um,
Hmm.
I don't have that in my notes, but I was curious to know if you were going to talk about that competitiveness, that competitive thing, because you saw that and you said that to me years ago, and I was like, nah, I don't see it. I don't see it. And you called it. You called it. You was like, listen, do you? This is what's happening, and I
You're
just
gonna
didn't
learn
see it.
today.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said you're gonna learn today.
No, I learned. I did. But it's something else. I can't even get into it probably because I didn't see it. I don't know what you saw. I don't know if you want to go into it. And because it took me so long to see it, I wouldn't be great to explain it. But
Hmm.
what I do know is it's very odd to be in competition when you don't know it, and I think it's actually quite dangerous, which is you weren't saying it to me in a gossipy way. You were saying, hey, open your eyes. You don't see what's going on here. And I really, really didn't. So I just wanted to flag that because I was curious to know if you were going to say that because that was something that happened within our relationship. And I thought that it was really interesting.
So couple things. Um, it's easier for us to observe things outside of ourselves, and I'm a super reflective person. Like if I'm going through the day and something crazy happens, I at the end of the day I always think like what how did I play a role in that, what really happened, that kind of thing. It's always going to be harder for a person who's dealing with a thing if they're involved in it to see what's going on the outside. As your friend, I can sit back and watch, and see what's going on just by listening to you and understanding that. And thank you guys so much. We have a lot of people chiming in on that one in
Yeah.
the comments.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something really controversial, and I want you to hear it for what it is. And I hope it won't, make me lose my friend card. But I don't think that envy is a bad thing. I feel like all feelings are valid, and to deny that you are envious of a person means you are denying your humanness, because none of us are perfect. We all experience jealousy and envy at some stage and form. And I know a lot of people say you shouldn't be friends with somebody who is envious of you, but that thing will poke its head out. But because you are my friend, I love you enough to say, to recognize and understand that you may have something that I desire for myself. And it does not mean that I don't love you any less. And it doesn't mean that I don't want you to have all the greatest things in life. But envy is going to be for some people, especially if you are a person who's insecure or you are a person who's still going on your healing and self growth journey. Envy is what's going to actually motivate and push you to go out there and get it. I remember when I was in college, you're talking about a girl who's still, growing into her confidence and all these things. I'll never forget my roommate. I was envious of her. She was a Trinidadian girl. Shout out to Roxanne, my girl Roxanne, and she may never know this story. She'll know it when she sees this video. But I was envious of her because she got all the attention from the guys. Now, of course, at 48 years old, I understand that, honey, all attention from these ninjas ain't great attention because we know what they want, some of them. But I didn't, as a person who didn't experience that, I was envious of it. And so what that did actually helped push me and motivated me to start stepping my game up and being like, okay, well, what is it that this person has that it is that I secretly desire? And then you use that as your motivation. So don't always look at your friend competing with you. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing, because it is. But what I am saying is that it's coming from a place of lack and insecurity, which we all have experienced.
Mhm.
So yeah, I hope that doesn't bar me from the friend chat, but it's wild and it's not great, but it's a real thing. And if you don't acknowledge that you can be angry and jealous and envious of things, you're denying your humanness, and you're not being honest. You're just not being honest.
We got some
So I
comments
don't know,
in
do I?
the chat. We have some
Yeah,
comments
what?
in the chat, and I think that some of the women are making a distinction between competing with a friend and being motivated by them, which is what I
Hmm.
think you were talking about. That's one of the things that Alicia said. Moni said, friends who compete. She says that should be kind of defined as nitpicking small things and causing you to question yourself, which I agree with. The low key downplay of your success or centering themselves when you're talking about yourself, um, they they don't build you up, nor do they celebrate you. And I
Yes.
completely agree. I cut the head off of jealousy by simply asking, how do you do that and get that? Because I like it. So being authentic is how you kill those bad emotions. That
Hmm.
Mo said that. So I think that you were talking about seeing something and being motivated by it, and they're defining it in the chat, which I'm in agreement with, as nitpicking and trying to belittle you and make you feel small. Um, as a difference between competing and being motivated. So I agree. And I didn't want to take you off your square in what you were saying, but I was, again, very curious to know if you were going to bring up that competition thing, because I just really, it went over my head. And even when you said it, I appreciated it. Um, I didn't completely understand, and at the time I didn't see it. So I appreciate you saying that. Did you have more on that particular area? Friends, can y'all hear her? Because I can't. Your sound is muffled. Yolante, say something again.
Can you guys hear me? Do me a
We
favor,
can hear.
drop a
We can
heart in
hear
the
you
chat, you
now.
guys.
It's perfect.
Okay,
It
good,
just
good,
went
good.
out. It started to be a little muffled. So you're perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is how you know when it's bad. You know it's when it's bad, and I'm seeing y'all are really good about this. It's how is a person addressing it? How are they using that energy to? Uh-oh, they say they can't hear me.
No, it's a little bit of a delay. She's coming back, you guys. It's a little bit of a delay. Um,
Okay,
so yeah,
okay.
it
I think
went
it was
out.
out,
I
but it
wanna
came back.
someone on
Okay,
my
they said
side
it's bad.
said
It's bad.
someone on my side on my page said that was a word right there. So they're agreeing with you about the competition. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Okay, so yeah, just know it's about how the person handles their envy or jealousy or even competition. Am I saying hurtful things in front of, first of all, in front of other people to make you look? Am I trying to basically make you smaller?
mm,
I can
mm.
be jealous of you and envious of you, or you can have something that I may want, but am I trying to make you smaller and diminish you? I think is when there's a problem. If I don't say anything about it and I say, dang, I secretly want that thing, those I feel like are two completely different things. So I think that's when you need to be looking at that heifer like, I need to remove her from my space. And then the other reason that I see that these friendships happen, I think this is what I realized happened with me in a recent sort of, it wasn't really a friendship breakup, but it was more of a friendship distancing. Is that you just outgrow the relationship. Um, And we just have to understand, guys, when you start, when you hit 40 and 45 and 50 and all the things, you start becoming self-aware. You start going on your personal growth journey and all the things. And so you may start elevating who you are as a person and where you are in your life. But your friends, especially your old friends from elementary school and high school and even college, they may not be, not to say that they aren't where you are, but they may not have the same interest. Because remember, your friendships are about a shared interest. There's something that is a shared interest, right? And so if y'all don't share the same interest, there's going to be a block or a distancing that's going to happen. And I think that we need to address it, and we need to be okay with the fact that we don't have the same shared interest anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that I don't love you anymore. It just means that I am probably not moving in the same way with you as I am, because I am trying to, whatever that interest is, I'm trying to grow that thing.
Mm.
If that makes sense. I'm trying to grow that, and growing the old Yolante and the old thing, that's not what growth is. That's being stagnant. So those are the two reasons. So and I'll say this really quickly. I don't know, friend, did you want to say anything on that? I don't know if you had a personal experience with that.
No, I'm shaking my head though, for sure, and it could be their growth too. I can't add
Yeah.
that. It could be you being stagnant, and and,
Hmm.
and them
Oh, for
growing.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because, and remember, shared interest doesn't mean that your interests are better than their interests. Some
Mm-hmm.
people's interest is getting to the bag by any means necessary. And if
Come
I'm
on,
not trying to get
enemies.
to the bag by any means necessary,
Come on,
our
enemies.
interests aren't the same anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right? Doesn't mean that they've outgrown me. That means that they on some other stuff and they willing to do whatever they want to get what they need to. So again, shared interest doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means you don't share the same interest. And I think that is one of the key things, that if we can acknowledge that in our friendships and why those friendships are changing and evolving into something different, then you won't have a resentment, because there are a lot of us who hold resentment, or people who held resentment against us because of that change. And it takes you don't have to take it personal. That's the hardest thing with friendship breakups is, did I do something wrong? What did I do for this thing to change?
Yes.
Right. And when you can look at it from that lens, you don't have to say you ain't have nothing to do with it. They didn't have anything to do with it. It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want women to, especially the women in this group who are here today, and just in general, some of us are still sitting with our friendships out of guilt. We feel bad that we've known a person for 20, 25 years, 30 years, or because a person was with us in a really bad breakup, or because a person was with
Mm-hmm.
us when our parent died. And we feel like we have a loyalty, and we have to owe them a certain amount of access to us that may just not be available anymore.
Mm.
And we just have to be able to ask ourselves the right questions about when it's time to move on. So I'm going to give you guys some real quick things on when I think you should. I'm not saying you should walk, but I'm saying you should consider either walking away or limiting the access, because that's always an option. So one, if that friendship is not a safe space anymore, it has to be a safe space. Your friendships are always supposed to be safe spaces. So if you get the icks, if your nervous system, like your stomach start hurting, or when you get around them, your heart starts beating a little heavier, or you start getting dread,
Mm.
you having a physical reaction to that girl, that's when you need to consider some changing of some boundaries or something. Your intuition, ladies, y'all know how I feel about intuition. That's your superpower as a woman, as a female. Intuition is there to, that's that gut feeling that tells us something is not right. And sometimes that may tell you that that person who's jealous of you or envious of you is jealous to the point that they are willing to set you up and do some bad things, right?
Mm.
And whatever that looks like, right? Um, and then if you feel drained, I'm an energy girl. Like, some of y'all don't realize that your energy is being drained by being in the proximity of people who are, for whatever reason, they not that they're using you, but some people just, you could be, I'm the friend that lends an ear. And I never have a problem with it, because my friends, if I don't have the capacity for something, then my friends know that they respect my boundaries. But if you are a person who doesn't have boundaries, you let people constantly, soak up all your good energy, you're constantly drained. You need to start asking yourself some questions. And then again, back to the guilt. Are you just in this relationship that's 30, 35 years old because you feel guilty because of time, and loyalty? Which I know Leo is one of the most loyal people I know. I'm super loyal, but remember, loyalty can be a detriment to you and your own growth. So yeah, friend, let's hit up the chat and see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moni said if a friendship is draining you, it's not for you. Absolutely. And limit the access, guys. You don't have to feel bad for limiting your access. At this age, we have families, we have jobs. People already know that anyway. So let me see. Lisa said elevating sometimes means new friends. Betrayal is when we don't want to let them go, and good forces our hands. Yeah, and God forces our hands. Because baby, God gonna show it. You can't carry, oh, Taretha, yes, you cannot carry everyone on your new journey. Everybody can't go where you're going. Just
Hmm.
because they started out with you doesn't mean they're going to end up with you. Um, Trinette said, "What about friendship values?" Friend, tell us a little bit more what you mean about friendship values. Moni says, I believe God will move those who aren't aligned with you out. That has definitely happened to me. When I went through I'll say recent friendship, it was not recent, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, friendship distancing. I definitely wonder what happened. And then I realized that they just were on some other stuff that I wasn't on. And then when I realized that, I was like, when I examined it, I really was like, okay, God, thank you, because it shows you who your real, real, real friends are and who's really gonna ride for you. And it just shows you that some people, you not like some people, and you're not willing to do certain things that other people are willing to do. And that you need to not have those people in your circle, because that can, for me personally, it can damage your reputation. And so I was very cool about my friendship evolving the way it did. And I'm still very cool with the people. I still love them, but I'm also cool that it's not what it used to be. Um, yeah. All right. Okay, friends. So I guess, so now that we kind of talked about what it is and when we need to consider moving on, I think we now need to look at, how do we start healing, right? How do we
Hmm.
start healing from those breakups? So yeah, I would say, I don't know, friend, if you want to jump in there, or should I just kind of share mine and then you kind of jump in with what I have? What do you want to do? Should we do
Oh,
that?
whichever, whatever. I have a few, and I know you have a few as well.
So let me let you go. You go, friend, because you may say some stuff. We probably, we think a lot alike. So you share yours and then I'll share mine.
So, I think before I jump into the lesson, one of the things that I will add to some of the learning that you just provided, and some of the context that you just provided to the audience, is that I would ask, before you decide that someone actually broke up with you, that you
Mm-hmm.
ask two questions. And the first one is, are you sure that it was a breakup, or was it just
Mm-hmm.
isolation? Right? Sometimes we think that a friend has broken up with us, but they actually are just going through a difficult season. They are going
Yep.
through trauma, they're going through illness, depression, grief. And instead of reaching out, they will pull back because, not because they don't love you anymore, but because they literally don't have the capacity to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I
Mm-hmm.
am being honest with you, Yolante, and my friends in the chat, and I'm talking about my friends, they know, unfortunately, I am a person who does that. I do pull back when I am going through a difficult season, and I isolate. Um,
Yeah.
and one of the things, and we talked about this last week, and I was pretty adamant about this, about not bleeding on the people that you claim to love. That is
Mm-hmm.
like a golden rule of mine personally. And in an effort to protect my friends from my own, what I would consider chaos, even though I don't believe that I live chaotically, but if I'm going through a difficult season, I don't think that I have permission to bleed on you. I'm trying to survive something, and oftentimes, if I'm going through something, I need to explain it to myself before I can bring other people into the situation. Because sometimes it will bring more confusion. But what I have learned is that that kind of isolation doesn't necessarily make the person feel like they're being protected. They feel like it is abandonment and it's rejection. And it's something that my one of my closest friends, Suzette, she got on me. We had a difficult like season. And when I say season, it wasn't long, but she was basically calling me out and saying, "You don't get to do that. You don't get to isolate from me. I am your sister." And I appreciated it, but it was some relearning that I needed to do because that's just kind of how I showed up in the world. I am a Leo, and not that I've leaned so much onto astrology or anything like that, but girl, we be trying to show up fabulous. And if we not good, we be like, okay, wait, hold on, let me go over here and get it together. And not that I couldn't be messy in front of her. She is my friend. This is my sister. But at the same time, I that's just how I was. That's just how I handled difficult periods in my life. And she was like, "Ma'am, you don't get to do that with me. I will come over there and fight you." I'm like, "You gonna beat me up?" And
Yep.
what's happening? But she
You
was
gonna get your
adamant
man.
about that. And so I recognized that what I thought was protection was actually showing up to her as abandonment and rejection. And she took it very personally. And like I already said, my friends haze me, so I got it together, and I'm also learning it because I do go back into that. Sometimes I try and come up with my own strategies of how I'm gonna fix something, and then I pop back out, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine," or whatever. And child, my friends like you're not allowed to do that. The other thing that I would ask you to think about. Before you decide if it actually was a breakup, a friendship breakup, Yolante, is were you were you really friends with this person, or were you part of a package? Sometimes what you thought
Mm.
was a deep friendship was really just proximity. Your relationship with that person was based on you being a part of a group. That group could be your work besties, that could be your college friends, that could be a group of people with a collective agenda that expired. And once you remove yourself from the group or the group dissolves, so did your so-called friendship, right? And so that realization can sting. It doesn't dismiss the breakup and the void, but what it does is it frames it properly. It puts that thing in its proper box, right? So you weren't necessarily ghosted, but you're no longer a convenience. You were friends with them, and when them left, or when you moved yourself away from them, so did the friendship, and that's
Mhm.
okay. I don't necessarily know if that's a breakup, but it is you putting that thing and framing it possibly. So, what are the lessons here? The lessons for me is that for those of us, and I put myself in that category, who isolate, whether it's out of pride, whether you're in a confusing season in your life, whether or not you just don't want to show up messy and bleed on your friends, you cheat your
Mhm.
friends out of the chance to love on you where you are. And I have
Yeah.
realized that, and I've learned that very painfully, not only painfully for myself in isolating myself and not getting the love that I needed, but also pain that I inadvertently caused to friends. And that probably hurt me more than anything because I don't care what I do. I am a person who shows up in friendship. I take friendship very seriously. And the fact that I
Yes.
caused a friend pain kills me. And so that isolation, you don't get to do that. And simply that is a part of your friendship contract, is to let your friends in and to love on them. And sometimes I get
Mhm.
afraid of not being able to explain the season to them, and they don't necessarily need an explanation, but they do need to be able to say, "I'm here." That is a part of who they are. The other thing that I would say, again, the lesson from what I shared earlier, regarding the package deal, is that healing from that doesn't should necessarily come with bitterness, but it should come from understanding honestly what type of relationship you had with a person, and understanding that you were not losing a friend, but you were letting go of an illusion of friendship. And that is actually a blessing. And so I'll let you chime in on those two things. And I do have some lessons if it was, in fact, a true friendship breakup. But I do think that an assessment of if it was one, first and foremost needs to happen before you then decide how you're going to heal from that. So I'll be quiet and let you chime in on those two things before I get
That
into
was
my
good,
actual.
friend. Look, even Trinette said that's good. Yeah, Rochelle is so funny. Rochelle, when I was talking to somebody who did it, because my friend, well, first of all, Rochelle is a Leo, so Rochelle could
Uh oh.
understand
Look at
Leo
me. I
when
said,
y'all were
oh,
talking about, like when y'all were talking about bleeding, and so I'll say this really really quickly. With the bleeding part, I 100% understand it, but isolating yourself, not understanding that your friends actually help lessen the bleed.
yeah,
You would bleed less if you actually let somebody help you and let your friends come in and help you deal with the thing, and you won't bleed on us as much if you actually utilize us. And there is a rejection involved when you don't allow your friends to show up for you in a way that we want to. So I actually have said that to you too. So
yeah,
but I appreciate that you understand that, and I appreciate from the perspective from which you do it, because we don't know. Sometimes
yeah,
we do stuff and people don't know what's happening, but just let people know. And
yeah,
Alicia said that in the comments. She lets her people know when it's time for her to isolate. And we have to give you grace and capacity to that, because some people just need the space. And we don't think about that too. We have to be fair to you also. So friend, that was really, really good, especially when you're talking about the friendship group, girl, because sometimes you come as a package deal, honey, and you don't
yeah,
even realize it.
yeah.
And
You
but
were,
understanding that that package means that it's not really, it's superficial. There's no depth to it,
yeah.
right?
It's
And
fun.
you and I
It
know that.
definitely. Yeah, it definitely is
Yeah.
fun, and it has its place. I think I'll say that, but
Yes. Yeah.
um it also, you need to, and again, I the only thing that I can say is frame it properly or box it properly and say, okay, well, this is, this is what this is. So it can kind
Mm-hmm.
of come and go. It's fast food. It's, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. But these are my hearty meals over here. This is
Yeah.
what feeds me, right? This is soul
Mm-hmm.
food. This is food for my soul. I had a little yang 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 yang
Just a
yang
little
over here,
snack.
but
Yeah, a little yang yang yang, little snack.
little yang yang.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing
absolutely.
wrong.
And I think if we did all relationships like that, we would walk around with less resentment and less. The
Mm,
problem is we take things so personal. Like we take everything somebody does so personal, and we do it with
yeah.
people who have no real bearing on your
Child,
livelihood,
they
life,
don't care.
growth.
They going on as they should, and child, they living. And
Yeah,
you are left still trying to figure
figure
out,
it out.
is this a
What
snack or a
happened?
meal? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but eat and eat with somebody else. Eat with
Mm.
somebody else. You ain't got to stop eating because you can't eat with them. That's a good one, ain't it, friend? You
Mm-hmm.
ain't got to eat with them. Go eat
Mm.
with somebody else. Girl, y'all know one thing, honey, big girl gonna eat. Don't do this.
Stop
So
it.
I think you actually, I know too much. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's about reframing how you look at friendship breakups. I look at all relationships the same, through the same lens as they are in a season. Everything is for a season. Some relationships, whether it's your romantic relationships, whether it's your friendships, or whether it's your business partnerships, they may not last all the time, or they may evolve and change. And so understanding that happens allows me not to take it personal, because that's the problem. We keep taking it personal. Sharon said departmentalized relationships. And
Yeah,
that's why men are so good at it, because men know how to
yeah.
compartmentalize.
They
And that's
excellent,
why men are
excellent
such
at it.
excellent leaders,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't take the emotion out of
Mm-hmm.
everything, and they put things into categories where they belong.
Mm-hmm.
Which, friend, I think you and I are going to talk about that. One, don't feel guilty about grieving the relationship.
Yeah.
Some people don't like to talk about it. Some people don't like to talk about that their friendships have changed, or that some people actually walk around here like they still cool with somebody who
Mm.
they're not even cool with. Weird, but okay, cool. Whatever. Because I'm not saying you need to bash anybody either. Don't do that. Like, I don't like to
Yeah.
use your word. I don't disparage my friends. Like, if we are not friends anymore, unless you were out here talking reckless and crazy about me, you're never gonna hear me talk about you. Your skeleton's gonna go
Yeah.
to the ground with me. You don't have to worry about that. But just recognize it's a normal part of life.
Mm.
And when you do that, you'll be fine. I think this part is really, really important. I think you need to reflect on that relationship without bitterness and blame. Because we be real quick, y'all, to go in and tell what that person did to us, but we don't ever step outside ourselves and try to reflect on what was our role in the dysfunction. And that can be with the man, that can be with your friendships, that could even be in your job. You have to be able to analyze your role in the dysfunction. So I asked myself a couple of questions. After the friendship breakup or distancing, the number one I think is, I always, with God is teaching me now that nothing is bad. Nothing that happens to me, even if I get sick, even if I lose someone, nothing that happens to me is bad. It is to teach me a lesson. So when something that I perceive as bad happens to me, I reframe it, and I'm in such a more positive space because I always ask myself, what was I supposed to learn from this? Same
Yeah.
thing with friendship breakups. What did I learn? And those people that you may not be cool with anymore, they taught you something. That
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
learned something from those people.
Sure.
So you can't say all of it was bad. You learned something from that, and so that keeps me from being bitter. Um, what was my role in the dysfunction? Did I overgive of my time? Did I shut down when it was maybe time for me to communicate? Did I avoid conflict? Because I'm, believe it or not, people look at me and they think I knock people heads off, and I don't. I am a Capricorn. We like things to be easy breezy, beautiful. We don't like a lot of conflict, because once conflict happens, now all I see is red. What is happening right now? So why do we have to do all of this? Let's just, what are y'all doing? What's wrong with y'all? Can we all just get along? Right? So, but do you have to address the conflict sometimes, right? Did you stay silent when that person was, belittling you or
Mm,
making you feel bad? Did you just oh girl, you so crazy? Or did you check her? Because you got to check people sometimes, and especially your friends. You check them too, right? Um, and this is a big one. Did you have expectations of your friends that they could not meet? Were your expectations unrealistic? In other words, y'all, we do this all the time. A lot of us expect people to friend the same way that you friend.
right.
All of your friends don't friend the same way, which is to go back to one of the points Leo always talks about. And Leo, I'll let you chime in here, is your friends sometimes have to be put in certain tiers,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that will keep you from being disappointed when they don't meet your standard.
Yeah.
Right. So, friend, do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because you were really good about telling me about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys a little bit of a story time. So I had this friend who was my giggle partner, right? We would laugh all the time. We would have these really, really fun, lighthearted conversations. And our relationship was very reciprocal in that lightheartedness. I really, really enjoyed her. But then I went through a breakup. And
Mm,
because she and I were always talking with each other, I naturally leaned on her. I was grieving a lot, friend. I was venting a lot. I was processing all of my emotions, which included some anger, some disappointment, and some heartache. And after a while, I began to notice that it was becoming too much for her. She didn't
mm,
she didn't want to show up for me in that way. She wanted us to stay giggle partners. She wanted us to carry on with the laughter, but she didn't necessarily want to carry on with my tears. And honestly, I think that that is fair. I do. I think that different friends serve different roles in our lives. Some of our friends are our prayer partners. Some of our friends we travel well with. Some of our friends are for our late night heart to hearts. And then we do have those friends who encompass all of those things, and thank God for them. But that's not
yeah.
everybody. And so when you say that friendships have tiers, I'll also even say for people who are a little visual, they have lanes, right? And what I
Mhm.
started to do, Yolante, is I swerved into another lane with her in the passenger seat. And I never
Mm,
necessarily asked her, is it okay if I swerve over here a little bit, right? She could have, and I've seen her show up for other people in that way, but she had made a decision that that wasn't necessarily how she wanted to show up for me. She wanted to remain giggle partners, right? I didn't
mhm.
recognize it quick enough. And I didn't recognize her limitations with our friendship. Even though
Yeah.
it was just a very small season for me, it began to overshadow the lightness of our bond. And I think that Yolante, began to frame me differently, right? I'm no
Mhm.
longer the lighthearted friend. I'm the heavy friend because I was going through a heavy season.
Yeah.
And while we are still cool and we enjoy each other, and we still enjoy each other when we see each other today, I think that I swerved. Let me just say that I swerved. And so it wasn't this dramatic relationship, and I've definitely swerved back. It was just a swerve, right? I ain't still over there. But
Mhm.
she didn't want to go there with me. And it
Yeah.
wasn't this dramatic breakup, Yolante. It was a gradual step back, but I don't think necessarily that our friendship will necessarily recover from that, because now I frame it properly, right? So I ain't gonna
Mhm.
ever swerve in that direction again, but now I'm a little bit of a tight driver with you, right? And that's not necessarily comfortable for me either, right? So now I got to
Mhm.
make sure that, I don't go to the veer to the left or to the right. I don't get too emotional with you, and I love giggling with you, but it does put now, um it makes our relationship a bit more tight, and
Yeah.
on her end and on my end, because now I'm very clear about what those parameters are, and I
Mhm.
dare not swerve over there again. And so I just wanted to use that as an example about those tiers
Mhm.
or those lanes where I kind of overstep. I consider it to be an
Mhm.
overstep. um
Yeah.
and it's fair. It is absolutely fair that, hey, you
Yep.
want your travel partner to just be your travel partner, and they come over there snotting about whatever it is that they snotting about. You didn't necessarily sign up for that, but you also need to know, hey, that person, you may lose out on a good friend or a more holistic friendship with that person because you want to keep it in that one little box. It's fair, but it's consequences with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that analogy, friend. That's just a juicy one. Y'all are real funny in the chat. Like y'all play too much, and I'm here for
What they
all
say?
of it. Child, a lot. They saying a lot, and I just love all of it. Alicia was talking earlier about when you were talking about friendship. She was like, she has isolated. Um, Deanna is so funny. She said she has to have a conversation about with God about, I guess, when her friendships are over or whatever, when people being dead to her. Deanna, we're gonna have a talk because I'm not gonna do this with you today. Don't make the people dead to your friend. Let's talk to God
No,
about it.
no.
Let's just distance ourselves from them. Trinette talking about the friendships. I guess we were talking about group friends, and she said you finally get through all the packaging and you realize it's a box of peanuts. I
Okay.
love it. Trinette, no, girl, a whole box of damn peanuts, girl, and they not even the salty kind. Um, yeah, Deanna said, replying to Rochelle, talking about, let me find I'm a part of a package deal. It's on site, and I'm gonna let them know the bonus meat is leaving the BOGO deal. I know that's right, Deanna. You know you ain't part of no package deal. You are the deal. Let's be clear. Um, I love this so much. Y'all are this is so good. Oh, I love it so much. Moni said, I disagree. Men are very emotional and make emotional decisions, but they do tend to take the emotion out of friendships. Okay, I think she might be replying to maybe when I was saying about men being able to compartmentalize. Yes, men are absolutely 100% emotional. I hope I didn't leave the impression that I think they are not. But I think men are not as emotional as women or can deal with emotion the way we do. We deal with it. Especially our men who are, y'all know, our men, I'll say men of color especially, have not been able to be emotional without it being taken from them. Meaning that, when we look at them, we don't let them cry. We look at them and call them simp and all the other things, for being expressing their emotion. So yeah, Alicia said self-reflection. Yes, absolutely. Um, yeah, Sharon talks about fair weather friends. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, tiers are important. Tiers, putting people into categories is important because again, I just believe that's gonna keep you from being disappointed.
Yeah.
There's a book that I started reading. Y'all know I'm reading a lot of books. I'm becoming I'm becoming I'm learning a lot about healing, and I'm becoming trauma informed. And so there's a book called Modern Friendship by this woman named Anna Goldfarb, and she talks about the tears. And she calls those, those deep friendships. I love this term. She calls them your bathtub friend. That's your deep, deep, deep confidant. And so once you realize who your bathtub friend is,
Mm.
everybody else, okay, cool. I know not to share certain things with other people, or I know not to have certain engagement with other people. And when they can't show up for me in a way that I want, or when I can't show up for them in a way, we all on the same page. Again, Rochelle, my bad. The name of that book is called Modern Friendship, and it's by Anna Goldfarb. And she just talks about friendship, tears. She talks about a lot of stuff in the book, but that's one of the terms she used that I really, really like. So and then and I'm gonna close this out. I'll just say this. We need to be okay. And Leo, you said this earlier. We need to be okay with the friendship breakups, and we don't have to have closure. You didn't say this part, but we don't have to have closure. Like, we just need to choose peace. Like, when a man, if we break up with a
Mm.
man or whatever, we always gotta, I need closure. No, you don't necessarily have to have a final conversation with that person, because you may not get what you're looking for,
Yeah,
right?
that's yeah.
Right, you have expectations, and again, you have expectations of them to do the right thing. They haven't been doing the right thing in your what you can perceive to be the right thing the whole time. Why would they all of a sudden start doing the right thing? No, you have to be able to validate yourself, and you have to have your own closure and go with peace in that whole thing. So be okay, and look and choose acceptance over closure. That's what I would say. You don't have to have an explanation. And then listen, find you some new friends. Find you some new friends.
Now, friend,
We're not too old.
before
Mhm.
we get into how you find new friends, because I know you're going to going to swerve into that. Were you about to go in there? Because I wanted to say a little bit more about before you.
Oh, go ahead, friend. You good?
So the one of the things that I wanted to do before we close this section, because we are going to swerve into to what Yolante said, getting new friends and how you get new friends over 40, and the difficulty of that, and the strategy, because it takes a little bit more strategy as you get older, because now you're not in somebody's classroom anymore. Now you're not on the recess field anymore. So it does take strategy, and I know you have some strategy for that, sis. But before you go into that, I wanted to say one other thing, if you don't mind. And that is, every time I smile, I'm about to say something that could be raggedy, but listen, look at the freckles. Don't
Right, right.
listen. Listen to what I'm gonna say. Look, I do this sometimes. Come here.
Come
Come here.
closer.
Come close, friend. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. When you are going through a friendship breakup, be very careful about the bone collectors. Those individuals who benefit from the breakup of your friendship.
Mm.
Listen, there are some people
Mhm.
who they benefit from your breakup because they want that person to be your friend. They've been saying things about you, and now it has come to pass in their mind. Um that is a dangerous person. And that person
Mhm.
oftentimes comes in the form of talking to you and talking to them. And they may be bringing back information to you that you don't know that the friend is saying. Well, she did say that you actually did something to her first. And
Mm.
then understand that she collecting the bone from you. And she going back and she's saying that to the friend. Please understand that there is a benefit to them. First
Mhm.
of all, and a benefit, Yolante, with no consequence,
Mm.
because they get to look like they're being loyal because they're talking to you, but they also don't bear the consequence of your hurt feelings. As a matter of fact, they're entertained by it, right? So they get to see the entertainment of this bouncing ball going back and
Yeah.
forth, and
Yeah.
they're helping the ball go back and forth. But understand that
Mhm.
those individuals are very dangerous,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
oftentimes are positioning themselves to be the last man standing in that friendship. And you need to recognize that. And I think one of my more painful friendship breakups was a friend not recognizing the bone collector
Mm.
and choosing that person, and then me seeing the consequence of that choice. I don't mind not being your friend anymore. But what I do mind is that you don't have loyal friends around you because you didn't
Yeah.
pick well. And that
Yeah.
hurts me because I am a person who, even though we're not in friendship, I still understand at this big age the importance of friendship. I mean, hell, we just was on here crying. I mean, you know how adamant we both are about friendships. And so I don't play games when it comes to the importance of friendships. I remember I watched someone uh, have a rift in their friendship with someone who I knew was a good friend to them, and they were a little too casual about it. And I was like, "No, you got to go fix that because you need them in your life." And you got to be careful about a person who, kind of like what Yolante was saying earlier, who doesn't hold you accountable for being a good friend, but also a person who is okay with you breaking up with your friend. And
Hmm.
unless it was a volatile friendship, unless there is no repair, but they get pleasure out of that, and they are carrying that situation on to make it be bigger than it was, that person is dangerous. That person is dangerous. And I will go so far as to say, and I may be overstepping, they mean you no good. They are harmful for your well-being. I'll leave it
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, my mama say, baby, a dog that'll bring a bone to take one back. The
Hmm.
minute you come talking to me about our friends, I already know what time it is, baby. You bet. I ain't got nothing for you, baby, but some advice. That's all I got for you, and some bubble gum. So you ain't got to ever worry about like what you're weird. Get out of here. Yes, Trinette said she agrees totally. Y'all know Trinette is all about peace. Alicia is had me hollering. She said, "I agree. No closure for romantic and platonic breakups. Bye." As she gallops away to go heal. Moni says, "I'm all in or out. Maybe my Virgo energy. Oh, I'm all in or out. Maybe my Virgo energy. I am intentional about who I call my friends. Yes, I have many acquaintances, homegirls, associates, but very few friends. I consider friends like sisters, and that takes time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and they definitely love what you said about the bone collector friends. I love that. Yeah, honey, I can see that a mile away. I already know what time it is because you politicking in our friendship. You talk too much. You play
Ooh,
too much.
not the politicking in the friendship. That should probably be a coined term. Ooh, Lord
Yeah,
God.
like what? What are we doing? There, that's weird. You're weird. All
Alicia
right,
said
so
what I couldn't. Alicia said what I couldn't properly articulate. She said they celebrate it so that they can rise up to your spot, to your empty spot.
ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, child. Mm-mm. That's weird. Okay, so we'll really quickly, we're not gonna spend too much time because we do want to and I know, we know it's Sunday. We all have to get ready. So just some things really quickly about finding friendships over 40. Obviously, we talked about the breakups, but then the question is, well, what happens next?
Yeah.
And so I don't really think it's that hard because I do think again your friendships and the people in your life are reflections of you. And so when you are intentional about being a good and dope individual, you are going to attract that energy. That's just a personal belief. But it starts with self-awareness. That kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier. You need to have some check-ins with yourself before you get ready to move on to the next relationship. It's kind of like I heard somebody talking about Cardi B and Stefan Diggs today, and they were saying that Stefan Diggs is just offset in a different font. And
Ooh,
so you
ooh,
when that
ooh, yo,
interesting.
bye.
Yeah, but the point is, if you are still the person who you are with those old friendships, you are going to invite the same dynamic into your life unless you start checking in with yourself to figure out what kind of friend do I want to be and what kind of friends do I want to be have around me. So you
Mhm.
got to start doing that self-aware check first before you start your new connections. And I think that's pretty simple. Now I'm gonna say something that may be a little controversial,
Mm.
but you might be able to reconnect with some old friends.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't think
sure.
that's that controversial, but it could be, you could, I think with friendships, you could spin the block. I think that, sometimes friendship breakups are about, um, not even outgrowing them, but y'all might be in different cities, or that person they were, raising babies and just didn't have the capacity or time. And now maybe they have free time now that they can be there for you in a way. So, there's a lot of things that can happen where you might consider, reconnecting with some old friends. That has absolutely happened to me.
Oh, sure.
And it's
Mm,
been fine. I'm not saying it was the deepest of connections, but it
yeah.
serves a great purpose. And I think any friendship that edifies you in some way, shape, or form, I think is cool. And I think the big thing, I think, is for women trying to, and men trying to figure out, well, where do I go now to find friendships? And y'all know I host events all the time, and all my events, no mean girls, but my events are ultimately self-empowerment events where I want women to come together to meet other like-minded women. Y'all know I do diva dinner dates. I invite women, I put it on social media. Women who know me come, but then there are women who I don't even know that say, Yolante, I want to come. And I always, at every diva dinner date, the last one I did, there were 10 of us.
Hmm.
Three of the 10 of us, I did not know them. They either just met me, they just follow me on social media, or they were friends of friends. I That is how you make friends. You know what I mean? And we had a great time. The women met each other, they exchanged phone numbers, and they are now going to court each other as
Hmm. Hmm.
friendships, you know what I mean, and see what that looks like.
Very good. I love.
Um Go to conferences. There are a lot of societies. Back in the day, you used to be like, join a sorority. Girl, no, that's not what I'm saying. But there are societies that are specifically geared towards just being friendship groups. I actually joined one. Oh God, but they were young, child. I couldn't play with them for too long. They were young. They were like 10 years younger than me, honey. They were the young millennials. I couldn't play with them for too long. It was a brown girl social club, I think. And it was cool. It was really nice, very organized. They have chapters throughout all of West Palm, throughout all of the nation and all the things. But I just realized that those girls were child, they were younger than me, honey. I was like, oh no, this is not really my kind of stuff. So yeah, go to networking events, go to art shows, go to community classes. Child, they got yoga classes, pottery, book clubs. Go to the places and the things where people are doing stuff that you like. Um, but don't be so big to say I don't want to make new friends because of the hurt from a past relationship. You are not going to grow that way as an individual if you do that. And I guess you can know they got Facebook meetups. So you can join Facebook meetup groups for women over 40 in your city. Child, I didn't know this. They got friendship apps. Bumble has a Bumble for friends. So you ain't got to go get a Bumble looking for a man. You can also get a Bumble and look for some friends. But my point is just be open, because
Yeah.
I feel like if you are open, it's gonna it's gonna happen. So that's really all I have to say about that. And just make sure you're valuing quality over quantity. You don't need friendships to some people, friendships validate them. Some people knowing a bunch of people and looking popular like we did in high school validates them. Ew, girl. No, no, we're not doing that. Go
Now,
ahead, friend.
friend.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no. I think all of those were spot on. They were very grown women for sure.
Mhm.
And then I also want to add just a little bit. I don't have any tips. I don't want to add any tips.
Mhm.
I think all of the
Mhm.
tips that you gave were fantastic. I do want to add a little bit of accountability in here though.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I would say is that your lack of friendship may be the results of some of the words that you previously spoke. Now, Yolante just kind of touched
Mhm.
on that. When we go around and we say, I don't need any friends, or I don't get along with women, I'm better with men, first of all, that's a red flag. But secondly, when you
Yeah.
say that, as we know in the word, there's life and death in the tongue. And you
Mhm.
may have sown some seeds that you need to go back and repent for. And we don't usually get on here and we talk, about spirituality too heavy. We're girlfriends and but if necessary, we do have those conversations. And one of the things that I do want to say is that the universe, I'm going to say your heavenly Father, the Holy Spirit, they listen to the words that you've spoken. And some of the words that you spoke in a season that was actually very fair may
Mm-hmm.
need to go back and be pulled back down, right?
Yep.
You may have planted something that needs to be rooted up from the root because it was valid when you said it, but now you want friends. You got to go back in and you got to dig that stuff back out. So when you
Mm-hmm.
repent for those words that you may have spoken in bitterness, you are literally breaking that agreement because you came into agreement with that mindset. And now that you want to open that door up, you got to dig, you got to break that agreement. So the
Mm-hmm.
gem here is to be mindful of the contracts that you sign with your tongue, even flippantly. And we've all done it. We've all
Yep.
said some things very flippantly.
Yep.
Um, and those things may need to go back and be dug up. You might have locked yourself out of your blessings with careless words. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I was thinking about that, I actually started praying, friend. And it was so weird because I was like, where is this prayer coming from? But I began to think about this prayer, and I actually wind up going back and typing it out. And here's the prayer. God, I repent for the words I've spoken out in bitterness, anger, or frustration when I said I didn't need friends or I didn't want friendship. That was not the truth of my heart. It was the truth of my hurt in the moment. I ask that you forgive me for speaking those words and cancel their power over my life. Please bless me with strong, healthy friendships that you have designed for me in this season. Place me in proximity, and Yolante just talked about all the areas of proximity that you can go to, but you're asking God to place you in proximity with the right people and prepare my heart both to be a good friend as well as to receive the goodness that you have hidden in the people that you have designed just for me in this season. Amen. And so the prayer came out. It bubbled out as I was thinking about how sometimes we've sown these seeds, um, again, out of hurt. And it's very, very understandable. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm judging them because we've all done it. But what I am saying is that we may have to just go back and ask God to show you, have I said
Mm-hmm.
anything that has caused me to not be able to create um strong friendships? And if I have, help me to see it and help me to come back to you and pray those prayers. Help to prepare my heart. Help me to be a good friend. Show me where I've not been a good friend in the past. And God will do those things. And so I don't want to get too, churchy or anything, but I think that there is something to be said about maybe some contracts that we have maybe inadvertently tied ourselves to, and the need to go
Mm-hmm.
back and deconstruct those.
I love that, friend. And the ladies in the audience are loving it too. Taretha did say something really beautiful. She said, your words, she tells her staff that your words have wings. Alicia
Mm,
said that she
yes,
loves that. That was really good. Yeah, absolutely. Moni, um, let
your
me see.
words
I just
have
had
wings.
and went away. Yeah, be mindful of the contracts you make with your tongue. She was quoting you. That was a good one. And Nisi said she loves that. Trinette, so funny. Trinette said, "Come on, covenant." Yeah, yeah, Leo, that was a word, honey. You know, ain't nothing like a good word on a good
Come
Sunday,
on, good
baby.
word, good Sunday word.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah. So, hmm
I was just gonna say I don't know. I didn't expect for that to come up when I was thinking about this conversation. It's so interesting,
hmm
Yolante, that this conversation brought up a lot for me. I know we just gonna have a little bit of girlfriend conversation, but this brought up a lot of thoughts for me because I actually um, had not had a friendship breakup until well into my 40s. I
hmm
had never experienced really a friendship breakup before. Maybe my late 30s, but early 40s.
hmm
I have had the same best friends, one since nursery school, the other two since the fourth grade, and then the other two since high school. Child, I had never had the tools for it. So when I did experience it, I didn't have the tools for it. I didn't know what that was all about. And I definitely did
hmm
not know how to handle it. it was a lot of confusion, a lot of tears, um, and I wasn't equipped. And so, but what I will say, going back to those words, it was
Mm,
around that time that I started praying, Lord, remove anyone who is not of you from my life. Listen now.
mm,
So that's really how that prayer came up, because, and those conversations came up because, listen, you can't ask God. You got to be very careful about what you ask God to do, because He's going to do it. You're His child, you're His daughter, you're His favorite girl. He's going to do those things. And I don't necessarily
yeah.
know if I had the maturity to to handle what He was going to do, because I asked and then He did it. And then I
Hmm.
was like, wait, hold on, wait. I love this person. I care about this friendship, and God began to reveal some things, and I was like, wait, because I'm a person that I don't ask questions that I don't want to know the answer to, and I didn't necessarily know that in saying that I was going to learn some things that I really didn't necessarily want to know. But
Yeah.
he was like, listen, you asked, and you're my child. And here's the thing, Yolanda, you know what else I feel like God was saying? You're going to grow
Mhm.
up. You're going to grow up
Yeah.
a little bit. Um, and so yeah, just got to be careful about those.
That's a word right there, baby, because that's what this whole life lesson, these lessons are about, to grow up and grow
Yeah.
you. So this is what I want to do. We are definitely going to, for the respective time, we are going to end for the night, but I want to do something. Leo and I had a conversation. We are going to start sharing with you all, whenever we can. We're not going to do it every live, but, once a month, we are probably going to do a giveaway. Um,
Yeah.
what we plan to do, we're gonna change it, Leo. You didn't know this, but I'm gonna change it. We had planned to,
Okay.
whoever was the most active in the chat today, we were gonna just gift that person, but
That's
there's
about
no
5 or
way.
6. This is like
That's 1,000 of
22
y'all.
people.
It's a
Right.
thousand of y'all. When I say y'all were lit
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So this is what we're gonna do. Leo, and you tell me if you agree with this.
I agree.
And this is only for the people who were in the chat. Because I have I can go back and look at it. I'm gonna put you guys in a raffle. I can, there are these online raffles, but you have to do us one favor, and you have to share after this recording is finished. You have to share it. So share it out, and then I'll put you in the automatic raffle, and then we will send you all. I'm gonna send you guys one of my fall colors from my cosmetics line. And then y'all know Leo is the queen of all the skincare. So she'll send you some skincare samples,
And some
and we'll
perfume
get your
samples.
information. Deanna said she'd take that Fenty body. Said, girl, see, Deanna, you're not being a good citizen. You're not being a good citizen right now. You're doing too much. I'm not gonna play with you, for real. So this is just our way
Man.
to thank you guys for rocking out with us. And these are things that we share and we love with each other. So we want to make sure that you guys can kind of join in us in those things that Yolante and Leo loves. Friend, is that cool? Does
Oh,
that work?
yeah, it's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. And I'll do some, I have a lot of fragrance samples as well.
Yeah. So Alicia is so funny. She said, "Yeah." So I love you guys so much. Today
Yes,
was
this
a
was a
really
great
good chat.
conversation.
This was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, and if
It
you guys
went,
have some ideas about some additional things that we can chat
yes,
about,
please.
please send us a DM or put it in the chat. We are
Yeah.
oftentimes, scouring to see, what the conversations, what the direction is going to be. And as you can see, when we say a hot topic, we're not necessarily talking about like celebrity news. Like we've done that a couple of times, just
Mhm.
because some of these celebrities, they were showing out, back to back to back. So
Woo!
it was a lot of lessons in the
Carrying
celebrity news.
on, baby.
Yes, they was carrying on, but it's not going to always necessarily be from that angle. It'll just be topics
Yeah.
that we see that have been bubbling up that we haven't been able to have some real grown woman conversations about,
Yes.
and we want to talk about it from an elevated perspective perspective, from a very thoughtful perspective, with some care, with some kindness, with some empathy. And
Mhm.
I hope that you guys are enjoying this as much as we are enjoying this. And the other thing
Yeah.
that I want to say really quickly is that Yolante and I both are creating some individual communities. And so when you see us I'll refer back to, some of the things that she is working on, which is so phenomenal. And I
Thank
cannot
you.
wait for her coaching and her conversations about confidence and glowing up. I am a direct beneficiary of her skill set. Some of you guys just learned today that she has a makeup line, but that makeup line is really kind of a catalyst to her larger gift, which really is being able to understand women and the need to for the outside to match the inside. And
Mhm.
I am a person, one of my good girlfriends, Elle, talks about the fact that I should coin this term. It is not a term that I can coin, but I am a both and girl. And I believe that
Mm.
the both and in what Yolante does is it's an internal healing, but that internal and that external should match up. And she's unapologetic about the looking good on the outside and the inside. And I think that people
Sure.
sometimes, we talked about that earlier, about people framing that as superficial. And I am a direct beneficiary of my outside in a time, this was after COVID, and I've shared the story with you guys, where my outside was in shambles. I forgot how to woman. And I was able to go to my friend and have a very candid conversation about how I was looking crazy. I had a lot of skincare issues, and I was just like, how does this work? And she was like, okay, listen, don't give her an assignment, especially not one she want to do. And she was like, she drafted some things and she helped me to frame some things properly about my outside and my inside shaping. And it's been so phenomenal for me. It's been so phenomenal, and I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to her being able to share that with people who want the two to match up, because it's what she does is really really good. I mean, it really really
Yeah.
is. And so um
Mhm.
I don't want you guys, I say all of that to say, I don't want you guys to get distracted by what we do together and miss out on also what is going on individually. And I'll be introducing some things as well about reinventing and coming out of titles and coming out of um, certain phases of life and being able to bounce back and remember who you are, remember your
Mhm.
muchness,
Your
remember
muchness.
your
Yes.
the fact that you are too much and it's fabulous, right? And so
It's the
put
best.
on your sequins and put on all of the things. And so we're excited about both communities, but I didn't want you guys to not understand what is happening here. We're doing this together, but then there's also something that she has brewing, that is also separate from this, but they marry really really well. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too.
Thank you, friend. You are amazing. And so we have a couple ladies in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Nisa said this was really good. I appreciate you both. Nisa, we love and appreciate you. Um, Yeah, Moni, thank you, Moni. Moni's giving us some suggestions. This may be a
Oh,
bit touchy, but this expectation that women need to be married and or have children to be fulfilled, I think that is absolutely something worth having a conversation about because we are seeing a lot of women of a certain age who just chose a different route, and I'm one of them, and I think that's totally cool.
yeah.
Thank you,
And you'll
Cortina.
also
Many blessings.
us apologize sometimes. I know that I've done this before, and I think Moni may have gotten on me about this. I know you have, Yolante, where I'll say something and I'll say, "Oh, but I'm not married. Oh, I don't have any children," and almost like a caveat to what I'm about to say when whatever it was still valid, right? It didn't
Yeah,
invalidate my womanhood. It didn't invalidate anything. So I know I do that a lot. So that is a good
yeah.
subject,
Yeah,
Mo.
there's a societal pressure that I think that conversation may be a really good one to have. Thank you again. Moni said thank you for creating this space. There's our boo Denise is on here. Denise Williams.
Hey, Denise.
Trinette said it's a joy and privilege to watch the evolution. Leo, she was talking about you.
Oh, thank
Deanna said, I would like to have a discussion on women being clear on the expectations in romantic relationships, creating spaces to teach the next generation on how to create this clarity.
you. Come on.
I love that idea.
I
This is beautiful. I'm
love that
blessed.
idea as well.
That's really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
I'm
was
blessed to
just
be able to
having a
be present
conversation with my
today.
best friend about that.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, ladies, we are going to take that. Listen, y'all know, do not ever hesitate to if you have my number personally to text me or call me, but also listen, I'm not funny acting when it comes to you DMing me stuff. I get a little busy, but DM me and say, hey, Yolante, what do you think about this? Or you can even just send me a link to a reel or a TikTok or whatever, where if it's something interesting, a conversation to be had, please send it to me. I'm not funny acting that way, and y'all should know that. Yeah, it's no judgment here. So yes, thank you, Sharon. Sharon said this was so good. We
Thank
love you guys so much. This was really good.
Yeah, y'all was y'all. This
I
was
feel like
yeah,
this was really good.
yeah. Y'all was
Yeah,
in these chats for sure. These are some
yeah,
great topics too that you all shared.
yeah. So don't forget, guys. Don't forget to share once but we're about to log out now. Don't forget to share the live. We'll put you as long as you were here today. We're only going to do it for the people who are here and participated in the chat. We'll put you in the raffle. I'll actually show you the raffle so you can see that it's choosing you. And sometime this week we'll get with you about sending out your goodies. So we love you guys, and mwah, mwah, mwah. We will see you guys very, very soon. Have a good night, and we will be back
Bye.
next week. We'll be back
Yes.
next week.